Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Another edition of True Capitalist Radio, and of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 103 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist broadcast, and of course, before we get into anything, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the broadcast, all right? Go to the forums, go to the social networking sites, go to the blogs, spread it around like a wildfire. And let everybody know that we're infected in the house, folks, because we got a lot of goddamn things to talk about today. I mean, on top of the markets retracting, which, of course, isn't very good news for all the folks that have any equities in the markets. But once again, don't panic. A lot of this has to do with the ending of QE2, which is the quantitative easing monetary policy of the Federal Reserve. A lot of this also has to do with a lot of bad numbers that have been coming out from the economic data from the government. Of course, we were told last month that we only 56,000 jobs is what our economy created in May. And that didn't really hit the investors very well. And, of course, we're continuing to see an economic contraction as a result of that. You've got the uncertainty with the idiots and the ass clowns in Congress who not only can't keep their wieners in their pants and off the Internet, but they cannot come to an agreement with this ridiculous debt ceiling, and nor can they be fiscally responsible and actually getting a fiscal budget that can bring us back into some kind of prosperity again, for Christ's sake. That's what I want. I want prosperity in America again. I don't want us to be a bunch of socialist nimrods that it looks like we're turning out to be. But anyway, before I get off on a tirade, folks, it's only Monday. Let me calm down. Let me go over the markets real quick because I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about Wienergate. A lot of things have transpired in Wienergate within the past hour. Well, I'll get to it in a second, all right? Let me get to the Dow Jones Industrials. We were back 61.30 points today, a percentage decrease of 0.50%, closing out today at 12,090. 12,090 is what the Dow Jones Industrials is at this point in time. Big contraction. We got the S&P 500 closing out today at 1,286.17. It was down 13.99 points, a percentage decrease of 1.08%. God damn. I mean, you know, you can definitely tell this is a helter-skelter market, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people that are being hit at this point in time, I think that the numbers are going to far exceed what people's expectations are. And what's so good about this market at this point in time, while everybody's running away, this is a good time to go in and start bottom feeding. And start bottom feeding on the over-speculation of bad news, the over-speculation of negativity, and it's basically just reaping all over the market. I mean, what was the biggest gainer today in the Dow Jones Industrials? Microsoft. and it was up 16 cents today. And that was the biggest gainer today in the Dow Jones Industrial. So that just goes to show you where we're at in our economy. A lot of uncertainty out there in the investment community. But once again, the long-term investor reigns supreme, and if you happen to have some liquid just set aside, if you happen to have some capital that you can get into the market in, I would start entertaining some plays out here. There's a lot of bottom feeding to go around. A long-term investor reigns supreme here. I'm telling you, once they implement QE3, which is the Federal Reserve policy of quantitative easing 3, I believe that we are going to see the same bull market that this economic contraction is getting rid of within the past several weeks. Now, if you take a look at when they implemented QE2, which is the quantitative easing 2, which is nothing more than just a fancy way of saying printing money. If you take a look at when the Federal Reserve implemented that policy, you take a look at the chart and the date, and you look at any equities market, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, they all went dramatically up. I mean, big-time money, bull markets ever since QE2 was implemented. Now that QE2 is coming to an end, it's going to end later on this month, we're starting to see the investor kind of pull back on top of the news, what we were talking about earlier. These assholes in Washington not coming up with a damn debt ceiling arrangement. Anyway, NASDAQ closes out today at 2,702.56. It was down today 30.22 points, a percentage decrease of 1.11%. I mean, Jesus Christ. Helter-skelter market, you know? And once again, you would think that, commodities would be up, right? Equities retract, commodities would be up. Wrong. Brent crude is down today $1.57, a percentage decrease of 1.36%, closing out today at $114.27 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline futures down modestly $3.75. We've got heating oil futures down $4.64, a percentage decrease of 1.52%, and natural gas. I mean, man, hasn't the market bulls taken control of the natural gas market, for Christ's sake? We've been announcing gains at least 4 out of the 5 days last week, and today we're starting off with unbelievable gains in the natural gas futures. So hopefully, whether you trade natural gas futures or you take advantage of these plays via ETFs or stock plays, I mean, I hope that you were able to get a hold of some of this, because let me tell you, I did not anticipate the spike in natural gas. It is up today 12 cents, a percentage increase of 2.66% today. I mean, we've been seeing 3% increases. Like I said, 4 out of the 5 days last week. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I don't know what's going on here. WTI sweet crude, which is the crude oil that's consumed here in America, folks, it is down today $1.38, a percentage decrease of 1.38%, closing out today at $98.84 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. So at least we're seeing some sliding in the energy costs. I mean, that's the least we could. I mean, that was far overdue, for Christ's sake. But I don't know if that's going to be a continued decrease. Once again, I think that everybody has been cutting back on a lot of things out here. We're going to see some people taking trips in the summer. We're going to see some consumption on the lower end and on the mid-class. And I think that, as school time comes around, back to school, as we head into the holidays, I think that we're going to start seeing some numbers that are going to far exceed the gloom and doom that a lot of these ass clowns are talking about here within the short term. We got canola futures they're down. Canola is down $7.50, a percentage decrease of 1.25%. Cocoa continues its free fall. It's down $15. Coffee, whoa, look at coffee, man. I mean, if anybody had any kind of ETF in coffee futures, or if you're actually trading coffee futures today, you definitely took it in the nuts. I mean, it was down $10.45. I mean, that's a decrease of 3.86% on the day. I mean, good God. We got corn futures down. Now, I love seeing corn futures down, baby. You understand? We're headed into the summertime. I'm out here in Texas. I love barbecuing. I love barbecuing on mesquite, on oak, on some applewood. You fry some meats on there. You barbecue some nice char lines on some of these meats. Make sure it's medium rare. For all you ass clowns that char a goddamn steak into a well-done steak, you people are idiots, and it's a waste of money. You might as well buy, pork butt and slice it into steak slabs and, burn that meat. You wouldn't taste the difference. But, you go out there, and what I like to do is throw the damn corns, baby, with husks and all. You throw them on top of that grill. Baby, and just let them cook in the husks. The sweetest corn you'll ever have in your life. Anyway, corn futures down $22, a percentage decrease of 2.92%. Cotton is down $1.77, a percentage decrease of 1.28%. I mean, hopefully this means that these fruity-ass Ed Hardy shirts and Abercrombie Fitch will just start fading out of style, and we'll start having some goddamn fashion trends that are actually worth a crap. All right? Especially in the male department. I'm sick and tired of the males walking around out here with this fruity-ass attire, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, Harvey Milk is probably whacking off in his grave right now, thinking about how much he's accomplished by fruiting up America. I'm telling you this right now. Anyway, we've got, where was I? Cotton futures are down $1.77. We got wheat futures down $24.25, a percentage decrease of 2.65%. I mean, this is good. Hopefully we're going to see these numbers come down in the supermarket, because I know that there's a lot of consumers out there being hit with higher consumer prices on the retail end, not just in the agricultures, but in general appliances, general widgets, because of the transport from the manufacturer to the distributor. I mean, the gas prices is what's causing the rise in a lot of these consumer goods out here. It's ridiculous. And I'm hoping that we see some sustainability in these decreases in petroleum so that we can see the prices come down. Because I'm tired of paying for the shipping cost because of the increase in gas prices. I'm sick of it, man. You know what I mean? It's eating into my drinking time. Anyway, we got oat futures down $6. We got soybean futures. Did we say soybean? Yeah, soybean futures down $31.25. Good God. We got sugar down 36 cents. Soybean oil futures down 70 cents. We got wool down modestly $1. The metal futures saw a mini spike, and then as the day closed out for the equities markets, we started seeing sell-offs out here. Once again, copper is down $1.30, which is surprising. I mean, it was pretty volatile in the metals, if you happen to be trading metals futures. Very volatile. Gold is up $3.20, a percentage increase of 0.21%, closing out today at $1,545.60 per troy ounce of gold. Silver went up today 57 cents, a percentage increase of 1.60%, closing out silver today at $36.77 per troy ounce of silver. Mixed in the livestock, we got live cattle futures down $1.25, a decrease of 1.19% on the day. Cattle feeder is up conveniently enough. It is up 17 cents, and for all you idiots that like a couple of ham bones down the gullet, it is down on the lean hogs, 80 cents, and that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I know it says a whole bunch of things here on the description, but I had to put in something really quick because something has just transpired, and if you were not lucky enough to see what happened on Live American News, if you happen to be somebody who listens in the other countries in the international community, I am sorry. I mean, pure news entertainment just happened right before our very eyes, the hour before this program. Anyway, Anthony Weiner, who we've been talking about for the past week, because I'm the prognosticator. A prognosticator said for himself that this Twitter little hacking job that this dumbass tried to pawn off on somebody else, I knew it was nothing more than his ignorance of technology. Instead of sending a direct message or a private message, this idiot amplified his wiener pick throughout the world and tried to blame it on hackers. And I was on here right when it happened saying he's lying his ass off, and I was right. And, he has spent last week, the entire last week, lying his ass off, double talking. I mean, we've tweeted some links. We've actually posted some links when he's just sitting here kind of just completely evading the whole subject matter of Wienergate. Well, folks, what happened here? Where's my drink, for Christ? I need a drink. Where's my drink? Oh, here it is right here. I got to take a drink for this, for Christ's sake. Anyway, Anthony Weiner announced that he was going to make a press conference. He was actually going to talk to the media about Wienergate, about him, tweeting his Wiener pic across the internet and, kind of making that mistake, thinking he was just sending a direct message, so on and so forth. Well, lo and behold, he was going to make a news conference about newly unearthed photos of not only his wiener. Now there is unearthed photos of this guy's body. He's sending all kinds of pictures of himself. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. So he announced earlier in the day that he was going to be at the Sheraton Hotel in New York City to give some kind of a press conference in regards to Wienergate. Well, the guy from BigGovernment.com, Andrew Breitbart, all right, I hope I'm pronouncing his name, Andrew Breitbart, all right, the guy who runs BigGovernment.com just happened, I mean, you couldn't have planned this any better, man. You couldn't have planned this any better. Breitbart realized that Weiner was going to have this news conference at Sheraton in New York. So Breitbart, who was the guy who not only broke the story about Wienergate, but Weiner actually implicated as the hacker. I mean, he actually implicated Andrew Breitbart as the hacker of the so-called tweet pic of his wiener. Well, Andrew Breitbart, right before Anthony Weiner was about to take stage on the podium there for this news conference, Breitbart just kind of walks into the news conference and just kind of wanders around, doesn't say nothing, doesn't do anything, and then the media is like, wait a minute, that's Andrew Breitbart, that's the guy from BigGovernment.com, and the media forces this guy to get on the podium. I mean, they force Breitbart to get on the podium right before Weiner's about to take stage, because Weiner was set to, talk at about 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And instead, the media just kind of forces Breitbart on the damn stage, and Breitbart just goes off. All right? Breitbart just goes off and says, look, I've got more pictures. I mean, I hate to say this, but because of all the pictures that I have been in contact with Representative Anthony Weiner, I know more about this man's body than I should really know. I mean, just unbelievable type of unearthing of more and more dirt from Anthony Weiner right before he's about to take stage, man. Right before he's about to take stage. And this was not even a planned event. I mean, the media pool out there forced Breitbart onto the stage. He was out there, and then Breitbart, left the stage. He demanded Weiner give him an apology. He demanded Weiner retract the hacker claims that Breitbart was the hacker that leaked the Weiner picture, all that nonsense. Anyway, Breitbart left the Sheraton. Weiner and his people, you could tell, were scrambling to figure out what the hell to do, what the hell to say, because he was meant to speak at 3 o'clock. Breitbart ended up speaking for about 5 or 10 minutes, got off the stage at about 3:10 p.m. Central Time, 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time, and Weiner just did not know what the hell to do. Him and his people were in the back. He finally comes out, all right, and admits that he was the culprit behind the Weiner picture in Wienergate. He admits not only did he mistakenly, like I have always said, the prognosticator strikes again. I have always said that this idiot was lying his ass off about this whole hacker nonsense. Lo and behold, he's admitted it. He admit he lied. He admit that the Weiner picture is him. Not only that, he's also admitted that he has had several Facebook, Twitter relationships or correspondences through social media in this regard. And this is why he couldn't make with certainty the denial on whether or not the wiener pick was his or not. And he's admitted that all this is, he tried to lie. He's ashamed of himself. There was no hacker. The damn media forced him to apologize to Breitbart, apologize to the CNN guy he called a jackass in, last Wednesday's press conference. I mean, this guy just, completely admitted. And guess what? Guess what he said? He's not resigning. After all this, Anthony Weiner lied to the American people. He's admitted indiscretions through Twitter and Facebook. I mean, with the questioning that the media was giving Weiner, they were asking him if he used any kind of congressional time, any kind of congressional phones, any kind of congressional, and he couldn't confirm or deny it. All he could say is, to the best of his knowledge, he didn't do that, The best of his knowledge, it was his personal BlackBerry and his personal computer. BS, all right? Moreover, in the press conference, Weiner also stated that he couldn't confirm or deny if the women that he was talking to were actually over the age of 18. Can you believe this crap? I mean, he said, I can only go by the characterizations that they represented on social media. So, one reporter asked Anthony Weiner if he actually had phone sex with any of these women that are supposed to be the subjects of his affection, and lo and behold, he can't confirm or deny that either. He could not confirm or deny that he had phone sex, it's just getting worse and worse and worse for Weiner here, and unfortunately, he's told everybody, his constituents, the American people, that he is not going to resign, that you're going to see Weiner, no matter if you like it or not, doesn't matter if he lied to the American people, doesn't matter if, he cannot confirm or deny he possibly had some phone banging or internet precarious correspondences with people under the age of 18. He cannot, confirm or deny that he has had phones. I mean, just a disgusting disgrace to humanity here, and he's not going to resign, man. This asshole's not going to resign, for Christ's sake. I mean, what a disgusting, despicable human being. But let me tell you, it was great television if you watched it live. I mean, the humility. I mean, if you would have seen the face of Anthony Weiner, he has that Pete Rose face. I don't know if you know who Pete Rose is. He's the legendary baseball player. He's got the record for the most hits in baseball. And unfortunately, his whole claim to fame went down when it was brought up into the spotlight that he bet on baseball. He actually gambled on the sport as he was coaching while he was playing, and it basically kind of put the whole jeopardy and the integrity of it put in jeopardy the integrity of baseball because of this precarious gambling obsession that Pete Rose had. And he lied and lied and lied for 15 years until he finally admitted it, I gambled on baseball. And ever since he got into the spotlight, I'm talking about Pete Rose, ever since he got into the spotlight about this gambling situation as it relates to baseball, he has that disgusting looking face, I mean, Pete Rose used to look like a badass. Did you know that Pete Rose was the guy who invented the goddamn the baseball slide head first? You know what I mean? He was the guy that, was one of the first guys to run into the catcher whenever he's got the goddamn ball in his hand and the guy's running from third to home. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this guy, Pete Rose, after he came out that he was a humiliated, degenerate, gambling piece of crap that gambled on the game of baseball while he was coaching the team. Yeah, he actually gambled on his team while he was coaching, so that kind of jeopardized the whole integrity of baseball in general, and he denied it, and ever since then, he had that stupid, disgusting mug. You know what I mean? He had that humiliating face, he couldn't go out in public without, looking like he was taking a goddamn mouthful of dog crap and chewing on it. That's what Anthony Weiner looks like. And let me tell you something right now. I'm glad to see it, but he needs to resign, and he needs to resign now. I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about Weinergate? I mean, he's admitted everything. He's even admitted more. He's even admitted there's more women There's more women out there that that he's corresponded with through Twitter, through all these disgusting social mediums, Facebook, and apparently, according to him in this little stupid press conference, he's claiming that some of these go back before he was married. Yeah, I mean, they go back up to 3 years. Can you believe this crap? 3 years old Wiener said that, some of these goddamn correspondences of him, sending pictures of his wiener and of his extremities, 3 years. Jesus Christ. All right? I mean, look I'm telling you one more time. Look, go to my Twitter account right now, all right? Go to my Twitter account. This is a disgrace. Here's my Twitter account. Ghost Politics is the name. Retweet the first tweet on that damn Twitter account right now. I'm giving shout-outs to everybody who retweets the first tweet on that Twitter account. We got to get Anthony Weiner out. We got to get him out. And we're not going to stop until he leaves. We got to get him out. Ghost Politics is the name right there. Retweet the first tweet on that Twitter account, all right? Right here. Retweet it. Here. There's the Twitter name right there. All right, retweet the first tweet, and let's go ahead and let's get Anthony Weiner unelected, for Christ's sake. Because I mean, what a disgusting scoundrel! This guy's going to sit over here and say he's not going to step down. What a piece of crap! What a piece of crap! All right, we already got people. FT Karma, man, thanks for retweeting, man. Niagara Roll, thanks for retweeting. We got Napster 11089, man, thanks for retweeting. We got Lawrence Baird, man, thanks for retweeting this. I'm not joking, man. We cannot allow these power-hungry autocrats to sit here and wave their fingers in our faces like mini dictators, and then when they have to answer for their own indiscretions, when they have to answer for the things that they've done wrong, they want to hide behind the bureaucracy. They want to hide behind their power. They want to hide behind the splitting hairs that they're used to doing to the American public, and they do not. And this is what I was watching here right the hour before I came onto the air. I saw Weiner completely be evasive, like he was. I mean, what a disgusting scoundrel! I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Retweet that first tweet on my Twitter account, folks. Here's the Twitter name right here. Let me put it on there. Ghost Politics. We want Anthony Weiner out. Get him out now. Get him out. What a piece of garbage here, man. What a piece of nonsense. Alcoholic, man. Thanks a lot. We got Captain Charisma retweeting. We got Goofy Bone. Just give her a bone. What's up? We got CR and New. What's going on? We got Peace Lancy. What's going on? Or Lanessie or something. We got Kishu. What's going on? Kishu in the house. We got Rubrica Lou. Thanks for retweeting, man. We need to get this scumbag, this asshole in power, out of power. All right? I mean, at least Elliot Spitzer, when he got caught in the whole, prostitution ring thing, at least he had enough integrity and enough decency to step down so that, no further inquiry would be justified into, figuring out what the bottom of Elliot Spitzer's partaking in these types of activities was. But no, you've got this idiot Anthony Weiner trying to give us this liberal double talk, thinking that he can, say the same things that he says about health care, which are evasive and purposely misleading. He thinks he could do the same damn thing for his own indiscretions, and then when he's caught in the lie, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to step down. He doesn't want to admit it. All right, he's a scumbag, and that's a scumbag that needs to be thrown out of office on his ass. All right. Stupid, dumb scumbags. I just cannot believe that we're just going to allow this to happen. All right? Let's take some calls here. What do you think about Weinergate? All right? 704, what's up? What do you think about Weinergate?
Ghost, I don't understand why you're so...
What? Well, you don't understand why I'm so what?
Why are you so obsessed with him? I mean, what did he do that was so wrong? Wouldn't you do the same?
What did he do? He lied to the American people. That's what he did. All right? Let me tell you what he should have done. When he did this stupid, ridiculous mistake about, instead of sending a direct tweet to somebody and instead of tweeting to everybody in the world his wiener, he should have just came out and said, look, I'm sorry. I didn't do anything illegal. The broad I sent my wiener to, she's over the age of 18. I'm sorry. Facebook is the leading cause of divorce at this point in time. Idle hands are the devil's playground. This porn star and all these bimbos who follow me, they say they want to pull the balls out of my pants on Twitter, and I just got lured by it. So I sent the picture of my wiener. I'm sorry. I know that the constituents may believe that I'm somewhat of a pervo. But I mean, look, nothing was illegal. I'm not stepping down. I'm saying what I'm done, and that's all there is. But no, he lied. He freaking lied. And not only did he lie, he tried to blame hacking. He tried to blame the hacker community as being involved with this particular Wienergate scenario. And you know what that does? That puts a whole new federal spin on hacking. There should have been a federal investigation. There should have been some kind of a police investigation, but no, it's ridiculous. He lied to the American people, and he continued to lie. He's a lying scumbag. You know what he tried to say in his press conference today? He tried to say that he's got a weakness. He's got a weakness, and he wasn't on crack or he wasn't on drugs. He doesn't have an alcohol problem. It was just a weakness. I mean, isn't this grounds for unfit to serve office? I mean, if he has a weakness to, send his private parts and, pictures of his body to bimbos online, doesn't this open him up for, blackmail and that sort of thing? I mean, I'm just saying, all right? I mean, that's why I'm pissed there, 704. All right, I wouldn't care if he would have just came out the first time he was caught sending Wienergate, sending the goddamn wiener pic. He would have just came out and admitted it. Just admit it. But now it's just gone into this whole new thing. Now there's probably going to be an investigation on whether or not this asshole used congressional time. And if there isn't, we should demand it. Either congressional time, congressional resources into his escapade into social media whack-off sessions. I think that this should be investigated, and, the sooner the better. Anyway, he hung up. But I'm serious here, man. Here, let me go ahead and see who else is retweeted here. We got a lot of retweeters here. We got Jim9349. What's going on? Vince in the Bay. What's up? We got Boris Johnson in the place. W.C. Fields, OQU, Ghost. Yeah, you son of a bitch. Look at that. We got. I'm not going to fall for it. Anyway, we got a lot of assholes tweeting names, and they want to make me sound like a jagoff, and I'm not going to retweet those. But as long as you're retweeting, once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, Ghost Politics. There it is, right there. Retweet it. We want Anthony Weiner out. He's a liar, he's a scumbag, and he's refusing to resign. I mean, what kind of a scumbag lies to the American people, lies to everybody? It's just a disgusting, despicable, toe-tapping scoundrel, and this idiot is going to sit here and not resign? What a piece of crap. What a piece of crap. Anyway, let's take some calls here, see what people have to say about Wienergate. We got 386. What's up? What do you think about Wienergate? Yeah, no lols. 909, what's up?
Well, I actually have no clue why you're so upset at it, because you Texans do that kind of thing all the time. So.
Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you name me an instance there? Why don't you give me a case in point?
You're going to hang on? Come on! I mean, you see, this is, once again, folks, we got, dumbass kids, they sputter out one sentence, and then you put them on the table and say, hey, why don't you come up with some kind of a thought process of your own? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just for that, let's get Goofy Bone on here. Hey, Goofy Bone, is that you, man?
Man, Ghost, I hope this session hates on all these people hating in the chat room. The reason why we are so mad at this idiotic person, look at his position. He's supposed to be helping the future instead of showing his little pecker on Twitter, if you know what I'm talking about, to these idiotic kids in the chat room who seem to be upset because you're so mad at this situation, Ghost. You know what? Well, our tax dollars fund this idiot so he could be on Twitter showing his little Twitter, if you know what I'm talking about. But,
I mean, give me a break. I cannot believe that there's not more people upset about this crap. This guy's possibly using government resources, government time, government money to sit over here and have a finger banging session with 18 to 21-year-olds on the internet. Not to mention that he's corresponding with porn stars. That doesn't, put him in a precarious situation as a goddamn congressman, for Christ's sake. I mean, doesn't this open him up for blackmail? Like somebody, that got a pic, let's say Breitbart, got a hold of this pic, and, let's say you just wanted to be a jerk and just started calling up Wiener and say, hey, I got your Wiener pics, I got this, I got a broad who's willing to sing, what are you going to do for me, Wiener? But no, that's not what's happening. I'm glad that we live in a day and age of the internet where everything can be exposed and all these idiots have to be held accountable, and no longer can Wiener sit here and be some pompous blowhard behind splitting hair, linguistic tricks and trickery. He can no longer hide behind that any longer, man. This guy cannot sit here and double talk. He has to be straightforward, and he can't. He can't be straightforward. I mean, the only thing he said in the press conference was that, I did, kind of sext, like 3 or 4 women. I'm not going to expose their names or their ages or anything like that. He said he could not confirm or deny whether or not these women were over the age of 18, under the age of 18. He just was very evasive once again, a complete scumbag. And on top of all that, he says he's not going to resign. What an asshole.
Exactly, Ghost. And the funny thing is, when you look at the press conference and his phony little sad little tear that comes out of his right eye, I mean, come on. You're supposed to.
Oh, you're talking about fake crying, for Christ's sake, when you're talking about my wife, my wife. Shut up. I mean, where was your wife in your thinking when you were tweeting that tweet pic of your schlong head? Where was your wife when you were out here corresponding with, some disgusting porn star? Now, look, I don't know if anybody has seen Ginger Lee, this porn star. I mean, you're talking about a bitch that, if she's going to be in the pornography industry anymore, man, she needs to, lose some weight. All right? I mean, you can't, with all due respect, Ginger Lee, you're going to be a pornographic actress. Lose the gut, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all. That's just my own personal critique on the adult entertainment industry. But go ahead.
Well, Ghost, I hope this teaches a lesson to all those stupid, idiotic trolls you have in your chat room. If a woman wants you to see your package, go to her face, whip it out so she could swallow it. All right? Don't send a little tweet. Don't send a little picture, because trust me, the internet, once it's out there, it's out there. Anyone could.
You're damn right. I mean, it is. I mean, are you kidding me? Everybody's got this damn wiener pic, for Christ's sake. Hey, hold on, Goofy. Let me give some shout-outs to the people that are retweeting the tweet out here. We got CR and New who retweeted. We got True Communist Asshole. We got a Communist Mom. We got Wiener Goat. And we got Socialist USA. We got I Ham Gay. You son of a bitch! Get that! I can't even kick him off my goddamn chat room. Usually I'd be able to kick him off my chat room. Now they're tweeting me these goddamn little stupid syllables to make me sound like a jagoff. I mean, look at what I have to put up with here, Goofy. I mean, what the hell? I'm shooting pearls to these idiots, and then look at this crap. This is what I get. This is the kind of garbage I get, man.
Exactly, Ghost. It pisses me off the way these kids treat you, Ghost. They should be bowing down and praying to a picture of you on their wall. But no, they're over here jacking off on their keyboard. It's all sticky with their Cheeto stained fingers. They're being nothing but fat, idiotic, redheaded stepchilds. These low-life kids need to get educated, listen to you, understand why the world works the way the world works. You know what I mean? It's not hard. All you have to do is just listen. I mean, look at me. As they quote say, I am an idiotic fat Mexican. And look, I've made money just listening to Ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Shooting pearls, and I'm catching them. So if they're
just hating, man. These are the same people. These are the same people that call me racist And yet here they are, they're saying, you know, racial derogatory things to you. I'm talking about racial hatred type of language. I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an utter disgrace, and these people need to apologize to you for calling you such, you know, racial vulgarities. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a disgrace, man.
I would love
but I'm the racist, right? I'm the racist, though. These ass clowns will sit here and flap their fat sausages of fingers talking all this crap that I'm the racist, though. I'm the racist. But here, look at them. Look at them. I mean, they're saying derogatory racial hatred towards you, Goofy. I mean, you know, if I were you, I would see if I could take legal action against these people.
Nah, I'm from the streets, Ghost. I handle it one way. Put them in a box, leave them in the dirt, and just bury them and say, have a nice day. But
oh, man.
I'm not going to get that way. But,
oh, man. Well, I mean, you know, why don't you call some of these people out? Why don't you say, hey, for all the trolls that are out here, you know, hating on, you know, Goofy Bone over here, why don't you give me an address? You know, why don't you tell them? Why don't you call them out, man? I mean, you know, I'm serious. I mean, get gangster on their ass. You know what I'm saying?
But you see, the funny thing is the enemy, they have my information. They try to dox me, but they had the wrong information, so I had to give them the right information. So they know where I'm at. I've invited them numerous times. Please. Like I said, I'll be waiting outside by myself. You could bring all the everybody in the goddamn chat room. I could care less. You know what I mean? Put it on YouTube. Jump me. Beat me up. Make it a beating the Mexican day if you want. You know what I mean? But, geez, show your face. Be a man. Handle your business. If not, sit behind your computer and be the little bitch that you were made to be. But anyways, go.
Man. No, hey, stay right there, Goofy Bone. I mean, you know, right when you started talking here, the lines are lighting up. We're supposed to be talking about Wienergate. We're supposed to be talking about, but we've taken a little bit of, you know, a turn for the worse here when it comes to the show drama. I want to hear what people have to say. I mean, the phone lines are lighting up. Stay right there, Goofy Bone. Let's take some calls here. We got 586. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. What's going on?
How's it going, man? What do you think about what's going on here so far?
You know what? I honestly don't like it, but at the same time, if he can prove that he didn't use government money and resources, then I really don't think it's none of our fucking business, you know?
Well, I mean, he did lie to the American people. You know, he lied. He's a scumbag liar. He tried to blame hackers for his own indiscretions. And, you know, in my personal opinion, if you're going to be able to lie to the American people about a stupid little, you know, wiener pick, what else is he lying about? You know, I mean, you know, what else is he going to lie about and make his legislation? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got a good point there, but I just think that, I guess this is a little different than what I'm thinking of, but I think, in general, Congressman's personal life shouldn't affect them, their political lives.
Well, no, I agree, but, you know, he did tweet the pic of his wiener, and whether it was accident or whatever, it was out there for everybody to nab, and people did, and they went with it. It's his fault. He should have just came out and, you know, fessed up to the fact that it was his wiener, but no, he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's supposed to be a public servant. He's supposed to be serving the public. He can't sit here and wave his finger in our faces and be some goddamn mini dictator with evasive language. And now, when it's time for him to pay the piper, now when it's time for him to explain, he's just going to sit here and try to dictate the conversation. He's trying to dictate the conversation, for Christ's sake. Screw you, wiener. As a matter of fact, folks, right now, if you have some time, go to my Twitter account, Ghost Politics. Here it is on the screen right here. Retweet the first tweet on that page. We want Wiener out. We want Wiener out, for Christ's sake. I want him out. And I'm not gonna. We're not gonna stop until he's out. I want him out. Lying scumbag. Lying, disgusting scumbag, old Anthony Weiner. I'm telling you this right now. What a lying piece of garbage. Hey, 508, you're on the horn.
Yeah, what I want to know is why is everyone talking about this stupid naked picture thing, but no one's talking about the Mitt Romney thing? His private jet, Customs discovered that he was smuggling endangered. Fuck me.
You see how much of a lamer you are? You can't even fulfill the prank call, man. You're a loser. You know that? Oh, don't hang. Oh. come on. I thought that you were about to make some prank call here. You can't do garbage. It's malarkey, man. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable here. Anyway, we got 213 on the horn. What's up?
Ghost, baby, can you hear me?
Jesus Christ. Where the hell have you been? Yeah, we can hear you.
I just been chilling like a hardcore Billy Ghost, making my money like you. Just, ghetto capitalism at its finest, baby. But look, I wanted to talk about. I wanted to jump in on Anthony Weiner's subject. Is that okay, Ghost? Can I talk about that?
Just go ahead. Just stop choking that kid. Put a bottle in his mouth, a nipple in his mouth, or something. And yeah, you can go ahead and discuss a little bit about Weiner.
I patted his back. I don't know if he'll stop crying. I'll try to get him to hush, but. Basically, what I wanted to say, Ghost, is like, maybe Anthony Weiner is the answer to this country's problems, baby. Because you think about it, the last president that was in office, and it's no secret, it's Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton fucked Monica Lewinsky. His picture's hanging up in every barber shop in Los Angeles. I think Anthony Weiner's a player, baby. And let me ask you a question. When was the last time the president had our deficit? No, look, Bill Clinton put us in the positive, baby. And we need somebody like that. We need a player in office, Ghost. And I tell you, Anthony Weiner's the man. I was all about Barack Obama 2012.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Put him off there for a second. First of all, you're trying to make a comparison to Bill Clinton. Do you understand that Bill Clinton turned the Oval Office into the Oral Office? I mean, do you understand that because Bill Clinton tried to justify his indiscretion of having oral copulation and equating it to a handshake, this is why you have young people sucking off anybody that they think looks good in a leather jacket nowadays? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, it has just completely corrupted our society. I mean, oral sex is the recipe for sexual relations of the day. And because our ex-president, Bill Clinton, decided to, justify oral sex to the equivalent of a handshake, now we have these young people out here participating in this and not even equating it to sexual relations anyway. And they're not even relating goddamn oral copulation to sexual relations anymore, for Christ's sake. And now you're going to sit over here and say Weiner is a player? Look, first of all, a real player, let's be honest what a player is, all right? A player actually, and I hate to admit this, it's like a lot of these brothers that I see on the court shows. You know what I'm saying? That's what a player is. I mean, and there's no kind of integrity in it whatsoever. Now, what am I saying? You watch Judge Joe Brown, Judge Mathis, Judge Tola, Judge Pirro. No matter what judge you're looking at, it's the brother that gets taken to court by, typically it's either a white, woman, all right? Because brother took her to the cleaners because she bankrolled, a $5,000, car of a '78 Cadillac on Dubs up in here. That's what a player does. A player goes in, he moves in on some bimbo, juices her for all she's worth, and takes the materials and moves on to the next slut bag. All right? Anthony Weiner, on the other hand, is nothing more than a puppet. These bimbos were utilizing their proximity to the congressman through Twitter by tweeting him probably these little sexual risque pictures of themselves, probably showing tits and ass and the whole 9 yards. And, of course, Weiner, he's probably not hitting it, 7 times a week. He's probably, sitting there, chafing his own little wiener, if you know what I'm talking about. He got lured by these bimbos because they were probably accompanying these tweet pics of their naked bodies with things like, "Oh, I would work your wiener, Representative Weiner. Oh, I would do a meh, meh, meh." I mean, give me a break, all right? I mean, it's just disgraceful. How can you sit here and compare Anthony Weiner to any kind of a goddamn player there, 213? How the hell can you do that?
Maybe I've seen those pictures of Anthony Weiner, and he's packing some heat, Ghost. But what I'm saying, like, it takes a player like that.
What are you talking about? You're actually, giving props to another man's Johnson? Is this what I'm hearing here? I mean, is this part of the down low brother that's coming out of you? I mean, it's starting to all come clear now. It's all coming clear now, huh? You got the kid. You're tired of poontang. You're like, hey, I can still get my nut off with the down low brothers. Is this what you're trying to come clean about there, 213?
No, baby, I ain't trying to come clean. I'm just, I'm giving a nigga his props, dog. I mean, he's packing some heat. You'd be stupid to say he ain't packing heat, Ghost. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I mean, you understand that, admiring another man's Johnson is a little bit on the homosexual side. I mean, do you not agree with that, or is this something that you do on a consistent basis? Is this what the brothers do? They all, whip each other's schlong heads out and say, yeah, look at this, baby, yeah. I mean, explain.
Nah, baby, it ain't like we just whipping our dicks out here in the 213 comparing cocks or nothing. But, when I watch a porno, I'm like, God damn, that motherfucker packing some heat. I'm just recognizing, Ghost, and that's the problem with you capitalists. You can't recognize when somebody's better than you. And Anthony Weiner...
Recognize? What are you talking about? It's a little wiener. He's got a little wiener, and you're going to sit over here and say, yeah, he packing heat, baby. He packing heat. Man, get this down low brother off my goddamn switchboard. Get that down low brother off of here. I'm not going to sit over here and let this down low brother, completely brainwash the youth into believing that it's okay to get a sucking session out of a goddamn men's bathroom. I refuse to let that idiot do it. I refuse. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, we got down low brothers up in here, down low brothers, all right? Anyway, I'm just going to stay on the subject matter about Anthony Weiner here for a little bit. Then we're going to move on to another subject matter. And the reason I am is because this guy needs to resign. All right, he lied to the American people. He's obviously possibly utilized government resources and government time when he was participating in this stupid, dumb social media philanderous garbage. All right? I would like everybody to please, if you're sitting there listening in, please go to my Twitter account. Here it is on the screen, Ghost Politics. Retweet the first tweet on that Twitter account, because we want Anthony Weiner to get the hell out. We want him out of office, and we want him out of office now. All right, retweet that first tweet, for Christ's sake. Let's take one more call. 727, what's going on, man? It's good to hear from you.
Hey, Gus. Hey, this thing is not over by any means, because two things. Number one, he has no idea who he's talking to, and there's a good possibility. We know they're young ladies or young girls, but there's a good possibility one of these people were 17, 16 years old. So he'll be in deep beat for that. But the other thing is, listen, this guy publicly stated that a crime was committed. All right, he may not file the official report, but he publicly stated that he was hacked into, that a crime was committed when he knew no crime had been committed. And at that moment, don't tell me no part of the federal government went into action to try to help him, to try to interview him, to try to see what the damage done, try to see what else of his stuff had been hacked in. If he used one, he turned them away because he knew it was a lie. But I don't care if it's one, White House, D.C. police. If any federal employee or D.C. employee spent 5 seconds of their time trying to reach out and trying to investigate this thing on his behalf, and he knew the whole thing was a farce, then he needs to go for that too.
I mean, there's just so many aspects. Like I said, it's really not the principle of the matter. I mean, if the guy wants to, show off pics of his wiener on the internet, that's his prerogative. But once he gets busted for it, he should have come clean right from the get-go and not went through this whole facade, this lie, this idea that hackers were involved. This idea that it was a prank, that it was, it was just so much double talk garbage. And then for him to hire attorneys, and then for him to be evasive with the media, and then calling one of the people of the media a jackass when they were just trying to ask questions and get some answers. I mean, what an obnoxious jerk, man. And why we're just going to accept this is beyond me. This guy needs to step down. He needs to step down now.
The guy is not too far behind Rahm Emanuel. The guy is ruthless and would not have any mercy on any conservative or any Republican in the same situation.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? He actually thought that he was actually bigger than most of his, peers in the left wing of the political persuasion. This idiot thought that he was trying to position himself as one of the major leaders in the future Democratic Party, for Christ's sake, by being some pompous blowhard. I mean, he used to pride himself on going on to Fox News and the so-called right channels. And, this guy goes in and just completely double talks, doesn't answer a question, and gets the commentators at these news organizations upset because he won't answer a goddamn question, and he thinks he wins something. I mean, the way this asshole walks away from interviews in that regard, he actually thinks he's winning by getting away with this double talk nonsense. And let me tell you, this Twitter scandal, this Wienergate couldn't have happened to a better person. And why he's not resigning, I have no idea. But we should not, allow this to die off. I mean, this guy needs to be investigated. This guy also needs to be forced into resigning. If he's not going to resign, we need to start tweeting these goddamn Congress people and everybody else in office to force their hand to make sure that they force him to resign. Because we cannot have people like this in power who are so quick. And it's so easily for them to use and abuse their power in the system. And then once the system turns around on them, they don't want the system to work in the same application and the same intensity as they implemented it on others. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Especially during a time when you've got all this hacking going on with our major corporations. And for a couple of days until everybody smelled the coffee, Americans had to think that their congressmen were being hacked into now.
That's it. And no kidding, man. I mean, this is a federal crime. If there was a hacker involved, I mean, there should have been FBI. There should have been FBI involved, and it could have been something of a blackmail situation. I mean, there could have been a lot of possibilities. Another thing is that there's probably an abuse of power going on and like you were alluding to, the fact that maybe there was a little bit of effort put in by the law enforcement agencies into investigating this, but then out of this guy's request, he stands them down. So, I mean, isn't that obstruction of justice? Isn't that, obstructing a crime? Yeah, go ahead.
You would think that if a congressman, any type of account, ID, checking, Facebook, whatever kind of account, if any type of security of a U.S. congressman was compromised, you would think that automatically something would go into action from a federal agency point of view, because they have no idea. Maybe somebody got his passwords. Maybe he keeps all of his passwords on one little text document on his computer. A lot of people do that. So who knows? But somebody went to action. They didn't just sit around for those first 48 hours and say, "Oh, it's no big deal. One of our congressmen got hacked into his Twitter account." There's no way. Somebody spent time on this from the government, and it cost us money, and he led them on.
And we're just going to allow this to just kind of blow over? I don't think so, man. And let me tell you, I'm glad that, people were kind of questioning why I was even covering this last week. And the reason I did, because I knew he was lying. I knew he was lying, and I'm glad that he has finally come out and said that he was, but he's refusing to resign. And what's really sad is that whoever advised him, I mean, isn't there a Democratic liberal regime in power here that could advise this idiot and say, hey, you need to get the hell out of here. You're making us all look bad. I mean, what is this, a pompous, arrogant stance? Does he think he has enough political clout to be able to withstand the obvious lies, deception, the length at which it was premeditated? I mean, we're just supposed to let it blow over? I don't get it, man.
Right, and he was a favorite to be the next mayor of New York City. I mean, that's what he was prepping to be. Yeah, that's and let me tell you, that's all coming to an end. And let me tell you, it ain't going to be over until his tenure as a representative and as a congressman of New York City is going to end too, because we don't need scumbags like this in power. It's bad enough that you got a lot of overly zealous legislators that like to put laws in and try to incrementally incorporate
totalitarianism on us, the American people. This idiot's one of them. And now that same totalitarianism, that same idea of investigation, of a lack of personal privacy, now that it's affecting him, he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. He doesn't want to have anything to do with investigations and questions. And I mean, this is something that us as the American people have to do every day.
Right. What if there was a terrorist investigation of your neighbor or something, and they came over to ask you a question, and you told some little lie or something? They'd have you hold up somewhere right now without even a lawyer or anything.
Absolutely, man. It's disgusting, man. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to switch subject matters. Do you have anything you want to give a shout out or anything?
No, I'm good today. I'll listen.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for calling in. Thanks a lot for the insight, man. Always pleasure.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. 727, avid listener, avid caller, and once again, a member of the Capitalist Army. We are in the second hour of the True Capitalist radio broadcast, and of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we move on to anything else, please retweet the broadcast. Go to the forums, go to the social networks, go to the blogs, spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that we're in effect in the house. Now, I know we dedicated a pretty good amount of time into the Anthony Weiner scandal. So we're going to move away from that. All I'm saying is that he needs to resign. He's refusing to resign. He's already admitted he's a scumbag. He's a liar. So if you're listening in, please do me a favor, all right? Go to my Twitter account. Here it is right here on the screen. It's about to go up. Ghost Politics right there, all right? Ghost Politics, I mean, hook me up. Retweet the first tweet on that Twitter account, and let's make sure that Anthony Weiner hears us, and he hears us, and we want him to resign. We want him out. He's a power-hungry autocrat. He needs to get the hell out, and needs to get the hell out now. Anyway, let me give some shout-outs to the people that are actually retweeting this. Who else we got? We got a bunch of assholes just making, look at it, what is a poop tickler? All right? I like poop. I mean, give me a break. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is a serious subject matter here. Anyway, let's move on to another subject. I want to talk about LulzSec because, this is a serious subject matter. We've been talking about how LulzSec has been implementing its, ever-present SQL injections throughout the Internet on those system administrators that refuse to update their goddamn Linux operating systems and their software. But lo and behold, it's getting a little serious because, as I have alluded to in the past several shows, that I don't think that this is an anonymous LulzSec match made in heaven here. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of drama unfold itself via the Twitter accounts of LulzSec and Ananops. We've been seeing a lot of correspondence, of them trying to dox each other. And as a matter of fact, believe it or not, we've actually got, I tweeted this, I believe it was Saturday, LulzSec has been doxed according to the latest dox that has come out. And for the folks that haven't, seen that particular Twitter or that little tweet, I think you should strongly check it out. For Christ's sake, I mean, here's the. Let me put the link to the docs, which is the supposed information that's supposed to be doxing LulzSec here. All right, there it is, right there. And apparently, according to the damn reports here, we got. One of the individuals, a 2600 member by the name of Adrian Lamo. Adrian Lamo, of course, was one of the individuals that was linked to the WikiLeaks situation and Bradley Manning. So it makes perfect sense why when LulzSec hit PBS that, they did it in response to the documentary that was put forth by PBS that talked basically very unfavorably to the WikiLeaks and Bradley Manning situation. We also have somebody by the name of Parrot, who's, according to the docs here, is out of Pakistan, age 27. According to the docs that were released, he has real-life servants in-house, hints to having sold guns in local towns, and now he's suspicious of the person that actually, which is Jux. Whoever the hell Jux is, this is the person doing all the doxing here. Jux. Another guy out of the Netherlands, Whirlpool. A parrot referred to this man as Dan. According to this dox here, they're claiming that he works in the media on another name, possibly the Guardian, makes inside hints at Guardian knowledge. There's some kind of goddamn payment that they got of $7,500. There's just a lot of different things going on in this dox here that kind of raises questions on whether or not LulzSec is being paid by the CIA. That's very interesting developments that have happened here. Because let me tell you, what's really unfortunate is that we've got LulzSec's, basically hacking, a lot of different, systems, for Christ's sake. We've got PBS, they had Sony, they've got, Nintendo. They even hacked an FBI affiliate, according to the docs that they released relating to that particular hack. The hack showed that they were going to actually invade Libya. Some very hardcore, credible information that was unearthed by this subsidiary of the FBI that LulzSec hit up. So let me tell you, I don't really know what to think about this. I want to hear from you. What do you think, LulzSec? They've been doxxed according to the latest reports on the internet. Do you think this is COINTELPRO? Do you think this is CIA operatives that are being, well, not CIA operatives per se. A lot of these people that are involved with LulzSec are actually former hackers that have been busted. But now they're out there participating in these types of hacking activities again, and it seems like they're going about it with no fear. So I want to hear from you. What do you think about it? 646-652-4869. Not to mention that it looks like, it looks like to me that Annan isn't really down with this LulzSec. LulzSec isn't really down with Annan, and it could be some kind of a hacker war. I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? It's very interesting stuff, man. I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm just reporting what's out here. I just want to get the story straight. You got the media just kind of covering what LulzSec's exploits are, not getting down to the actual guts of it all and who these people are, their motives, so on and so forth. So I want to hear from you. 111, you're on the air. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
How's it going, man? What do you think about all the LulzSec Annan situation?
Well, I just got a message from Anna, and I wanted to play it for you. Hold on, I'll play it really quick.
Hello, this is Anonymous. We are responsible for the tweet of Anthony Weiner's Weiner Pictures. He is telling the truth.
So yeah, apparently Weiner was telling the truth all along.
Hey, you stupid, dumb idiot. Who else we got? We got 111. What's up? What do you think about the whole Annan LulzSec situation?
Hey, Ghost?
Yeah.
How come you don't like Howard Stern?
We're not talking about Howard Stern right now, right? All right, we're not talking about that old prostate-infected windbag. We're talking about LulzSec, Annan. There could be some hacker wars up in here, for Christ's sake. There could be some serious situations. Possible COINTELPRO, infiltrating the LulzSec hacking group. I just want to know what the hell you think about it, for Christ's sake. Hey, we got Tazeki on the horn. What's going on, Tazeki? I know you probably got some insight on this. What's going on?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Not bad. Just, observing what's happening throughout the internet out here.
Yeah. When it comes to the supposed doxing of people, I instantly get a little bit skeptical because, I could turn around and dox 3 or 4 people I don't like in life and, make it look like they're up to all this stuff. And if it is professional hackers, so Adrian Lamo and people, if you were doing it for money and doing it seriously, why would you ever use your real name or even tell people who you were? I would have done it entirely secretly, never told anyone a single thing about me. And to kind of share all this information amongst yourselves makes it very much a case of if one person goes down, the rest go. So I find it very suspicious that so much information seems to be so accessible so quickly.
Yeah, well, LulzSec hasn't denied it, though. I mean, they've actually, have actually put a warning out on one of their tweets telling Anonymous, not to go against them. I mean, on the contrary, there hasn't been a better friend to Anonymous, according to LulzSec. And the docs that came out, as it pertained to LulzSec, came out from Anonymous, came out from Ananops.
I think when it comes to the Anonymous and LulzSec thing, I've really not paid any attention to that. As I said, I think I've previously spoken about Anonymous and how anyone can claim to be under that banner, just as I could turn around and say, I'm part of LulzSec, and no one could prove me wrong, and I couldn't prove myself right, obviously, just in case anyone's asking, I'm not. But, I could put my hand up and say, look, it's me, and there would be no proof against that. And so the whole idea of there's a war and we're allies, I find it very, very difficult to believe any of this, and I take everything I read about this with a great pinch of salt. And there is a notion of this. I mean, if we want to go the whole CIA COINTELPRO route, I mean, there is an element of this that could validate certain claims that relates to the CIA involvement in this, because there are governments worldwide trying to regulate the internet, and I think it's rather convenient that LulzSec hits up a lot of these corporate infrastructures with ease, with no big deal, with audacity and without the worry of a penitentiary time in jail, so to speak. It makes sense that all this would be happening so that we can scare the general mass populace into believing that there needs to be some kind of regulation over the internet. What do you think about that claim? I mean, that's a claim that's going out here. As a matter of fact, people are talking about it on the chat room that, this is just basically people being utilized by the CIA, whether they're being paid, whether they're being, this is done against their will, so on and so forth, to perpetuate, a regulated internet. It initially sounds a bit Illuminati, doesn't it? But I think actually there could certainly be a grain of truth there. I mean, Sony's a Japanese company, and generally, isn't it? I know it's got like offices and factories around the world, but it's Japanese based, so it's almost a case that if the American government was doing something like this, then Sony would probably be a good target. It's big, it's been in the media a lot because of a lot of the unpopular things it's done, and it's in touch with the kind of younger generation who are on the net and who make all the noise. So I think if it was the US government trying to do this, they probably would have. I think that probably would have been the perfect way to do it. Whether it is or not, I mean, the one thing that worries me is, talking to all the docs, there seems to be money moving around and changing hands. And when cash is moving, that's something that it's very, very hard to disguise. I mean, you can clear all these logs and you can, destroy hard disks and so on and so forth. But money is the weak point in the system. If someone's sending it, someone's receiving it, there's bank accounts, there's banks, you can't do anything about that. So it'll be interesting to see, I'll give it that.
Definitely, and it's definitely interesting what's transpired. I've been observing both, Annan and LulzSec's Twitter accounts, and both of which don't seem very favorable to one another, although they did launch that attack simultaneously against the Syrian government embassy websites, which, was somewhat effective, but it didn't really, wholeheartedly take down the whole infrastructure of the embassy websites, via whatever country of origin. I mean, one specific one that didn't go down was the one in France, and the one in oh Jesus Christ, I forgot what it was, but they did bring down the one in Egypt. They did bring down the one in Libya, I believe. I agree with those types of hacking situations. I mean, if hacking should be done for anything, it should be done to put a spotlight on human tragedy, to put a spotlight on human torture and human strife and oppression. But, what I feel LulzSec is doing is kind of utilizing certain aspects of human interest and human emotion, while at the same time implementing the fear of the possibility that everybody's at risk, no matter what company they use, no matter how secure they believe their company's networks are. And once again, I think that this is just is perpetuating a hysteria that is just going to incrementally bring in internet regulation And this is the last thing we want, I mean, if the groups the hacker groups Anonymous and LulzSec, if they're genuinely there to perpetuate internet freedom, at least LulzSec at this point in time is starting to, kind of help the cause for internet regulation, in my personal view.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to taking down other websites, I'm not aware of the attacks on some of these other ones. I mean, if they were kind of denial of service attacks, it seems very different to the kind of attacks that LulzSec have generally been doing, which have actually been, intrusion and getting access to machines and being able to pull files off rather than just spamming machines down. And the problem is, the danger is if you go, well, it's okay for doing it because I agree with it in this case, means you open up the idea that you can DDoS anyone and it's okay. It's just that their opinion differs to you. And I mean, I totally agree with you. I think the internet as it is this kind of very wild, completely uncensored playground, and I like it like that. I feel that's exactly what it should be. And I think, if people do want to step in and regulate it, it's going to become a very different animal, and I expect things like Tor will really take off at that point when everyone wants to restore it to how it was.
And not only that, I think it would perpetuate if they think that there's internet wars now, you regulate the internet, not only will there be internet wars, I mean, you're going to make a cyber black market for corporate espionage, for docs information. I think it's very serious implications for any kind of internet regulation. I mean, you're opening up a whole can of worms for a whole new virtual society, a whole new virtual currency, and a whole new virtual underworld that I don't think, even with regulation, can't be regulated. Because once again, you put any bureaucracy to regulate the internet, that regulating body will be corruptible. I mean, they're all corruptible. Look at Anthony Weiner. I mean, some people's price is money, other people's price is, porn star. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In terms of regulating the internet, I mean, the Onion Router, this Tor project, basically is. I mean, I would expect that if anyone had a backdoor into it, it would be the NSA, because it's a very, very scary bit of kit. Basically, the idea is everyone acts as a router on the internet, and you anonymize traffic through this, encrypted, and you have no idea who you're passing it to and who the end party is. And so effectively what you're doing is you're sending traffic around the net. You don't know where it's going, what it is. Of course, that's from the sniffing perspective. So you have no idea who's sending it, who's receiving it, which way it's going, and it completely anonymizes things. And that's probably something very scary for the government. I mean, as I understand it, they have things like, I believe there are things like spy networks using it and other less legal things that I'm not going to talk about online, because it's a very, very sketchy piece of... Well, it's not a sketchy piece of tech, but the things you can use with it and the amount of anonymity it grants you is quite incredible.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Tor project, and, I mean, there's a whole bunch of cases that can be made for and against it. That's why I don't necessarily want to, discuss it, because it would probably take a pretty big amount of time on the show. But you're absolutely right about the Tor project allowing the anonymity of individuals online to be that much more secure as opposed to other traditional methods of anonymity.
Yeah. Anyway, I should probably wrap up, but I have a request if that's okay before I go.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, please can you continue to play Give Her a Bone as a punishment to the trolls, because I feel that audio abortion is therefore being used in the best way possible, because I don't think anyone enjoys it.
Hold on a second. I actually got, you want to talk to Goofy Bone yourself, because he's private messaging me saying that, he doesn't really appreciate how you're talking to him, and he actually wants to ask you a couple of questions, like why you're hating on him. So you want to bring him on here?
Sure. I mean, does he have a decent enough grasp of English to do it?
Oh man, come on. Hey, Goofy, are you there, man?
I don't know if I have a decent amount of English to talk English, but I'll talk English if you want to talk English.
All right. Now I know that there's hardcore disdain from Tazeki towards Goofy Bone. So, Tazeki, tell Goofy Bone why you hate him. You know, we're face to face. I don't want to bring show drama, but you do pretty much badger the Goofy Bone to the point where we just got to hear. We got to hear the drama unfold here. So let's just take a few minutes and see what's happening. Go ahead, Tazeki. The floor is yours.
Okay, so to start it off, I'm not going to childishly instantly start doing pathetic accents. I just really see myself in the role of being a kind of an avatar of all the hate that you have in the chat here on the show. I think no one particularly likes your music, your conduct, the way you talk, in fact, anything about you, Goofy. And, I mean, someone is actually telling me, is it true you're no longer working now? Have all the lawns been mowed?
Go ahead, Goofy. Go ahead, man. I mean, he's
well, I mean, you're the one talking like I'm childish of what. I mean, come on. Are you seriously going to listen to your idiotic audience out there? I mean, come on. For real. Well, what is it going to take to shut you people up, for real? Even if I didn't work, I could still sit on my ass and just smoke weed all day. And that's why I think you people hate me, because it's just, oh, he's getting it. How come I can't get it? That's why I think you guys hate me.
Is that why you hate him, Tazeki?
No. In fact, Goofy Bone has not a single thing about him that I'd be jealous of. Not at all.
So why are you talking about me then? Just answer that question. Why would you waste your valuable time here on Earth talking about somebody you could rather care less about? Answer that question.
Because it gets a rise out of you, Goofy. I know it's a complicated concept, but, I mean, everyone likes to see you get a bit smacked down, be put in your place, and, if people, like it, then why not?
I don't know how it puts me in my place, but if you're going to get me mad, I'm mad right now. How dare you talk to me like that? Does that make you happy?
Would you say you were jelly, Goofy?
Am I what? Jelly?
Are you jelly, sir?
Sorry, I'm American. I don't eat crumpets and shit. What does jelly mean?
You don't have jelly? Sorry. Are you Jello? Would that make it easier?
Jello. Come on, I'm Mexican. You got to talk to me in a certain tone. I'm not educated. Remember? Help me out here. What the hell?
I believe he's asking you if you're jealous. It's a euphemism for jealous.
Oh, M-I-J. No, jealous. What do I have to be jealous of? What do I seriously have to be jealous of? Give me that example. Go ahead. Elaborate.
I believe it's a meme. I know it's more than one syllable, so it's straight over the top of your head. I apologize. Exactly. I should dumb it down a bit for you.
Exactly.
I think that's not really, isn't it?
All right, that's enough. Both sides, man. I mean, it's getting ugly in here. It's getting ugly. All I wanted to do was hope to bring both of y'all to the table because, I like Tazeki. Tazeki brings some pretty good conversation. He brings some pretty good commentary to the show. I also like Goofy Bone. You know what I'm saying? He's a member of the capitalist army, a man, who's down for the capitalist cause out here. And, when I hear two people that listen to my program who are avid listeners, go against each other like that, it kind of gets me a little upset. You know what I mean? It gets me a little upset out here. And here I am. I'm trying to play peacemaker up in here, and it seems to have just perpetuated a whole lot of things worse, for Christ's sake. Oh, man. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. We were talking a little bit about LulzSec, talking a little bit about Annan, the whole 9 yards, but we already took a lot of time into discussing that. Let's discuss something a little bit more serious. Let's talk about the Arizona wildfires. And for all the folks that are in Arizona right now, my heart goes out to you here. My heart goes out to you because, man, right now they are suffering from some of the worst wildfires. Out here in Texas we were suffering from some wildfires, but Jesus Christ, out there, the conditions are dry. They're windy. They have dry lightning. I never heard of such a thing. Dry lightning. And over 193 acres have been burnt in Arizona so far. 193 acres, for heaven's sake. Unfreaking believable. I mean, this is just definitely a national disaster. My thoughts and prayers are out there to the folks that are listening in Arizona. Take cover. Water your house down, whatever it takes. Let's take some calls here. 508, you're on the horn.
You're a fat nigger.
Yeah, so is your mom. 111, you're on the horn.
Would you bang Howard Stern?
No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Not even if you gave me about $150 million. The guy's an old prostate-infected piece of garbage. And anybody who puts this guy on a pedestal to where you're following him and you're actually saying his name in some regard just goes to show you that you need new role models, man. The guy's 65 years old, for Christ's sake. I mean, who jocks 65-year-olds anymore? You know what I mean? Who jocks 65? He's a prostate-infected, food-gumming, Ovaltine drinking, Golden Girls watching piece of garbage. 304, you're on the horn.
Hey, what's up, Ghost?
How's it going?
I know how you're getting pissed all the time with people, just calling you up and sputtering one-line sentences. So I thought I'd give myself a shot and try to troll you epically. So
all right, well let's hear it. I mean, let me tell you something. You're building yourself up, all right? I mean, this better be some good stuff. If not, seriously, you're no better than these schmucks. Go ahead.
I bet I can make you say orange.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Get him off, for Christ's sake. I mean, I ain't got time. I mean, what are we playing games here? We're playing games? I mean, just give this idiot, get him off. Weak, lame. Give him a fail, engineer. Give that asshole a fail right now, for Christ's sake. Major fail. Stupid ass clowns. We got over 193 acres burnt in Arizona, and here you idiots are, I bet you I can do that. You suck. All right, who else? We got Nihan. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
It's that Arab immigrant, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, don't you got some jihad or something to be going to, for Christ's sake? Stephen Madden, what's up?
Hey, Ghost.
How's it going?
Hey, I know this is sort of off topic, but there was a WWDC conference of the Apple stuff today. I didn't see that in your agenda, so I was kind of surprised it wasn't there.
Well, I mean, what we saw, a half-dead, half-ridden corpse Steve Jobs get on the stage and say, "Oh yeah, we got iCloud technology where I mean, just come on, man." I mean, did you see, why don't you take a look at the Apple chart? Take a look at the Apple chart from when Steve Jobs took the stage and, talked about the iCloud, and take a look at how much that dipped. It was a disappointment. That's why I didn't talk about it. It was a disappointment. It was ridiculous. And, it's pathetic. It really is. He's a half-croaked human being, and, if Steve Jobs knew what was good for him, he'd go out and have some dignity and die in some hospice somewhere instead of having them prop him up on a goddamn stage so that he can continue to, dish out this substandard technology that people have a fetish for because it looks cool. I mean, let's be honest. The only reason people like any of this Apple products is because not only do other people appreciate it because they like it and all the apps and all this and that, because of the way it's designed. I mean, this is inferior technology, man. Apple has always put out inferior technology. I mean, they've always been, 200 megahertz behind the latest processor. They always make sure to put their goddamn RAM less than the PC standard. I mean, it's just disgraceful. It's a disgrace, man. I'm sick of Apple. I hate Apple. All right? I mean, they suck back in the old graphic user interface infancy days, and they suck now. Jesus Christ. Okay, so they can calibrate all their goddamn hardware and their software, and it runs a little better. Big deal. All right? Big freaking deal. They still put out modern day Apple technology with inferior chips, with inferior RAM, with cards, the whole 9 yards. So screw you. Screw Apple. All right? Let me tell you something. Steve Jobs' wife can come sit on my fucking Apple. What do you want of that, huh? How do you like that? Anyway, we got area code 304 in the place. What's up?
How big is your penis?
Why the hell do you want to know? What do you got an Anthony Weiner thing going on? You got a couple of, fingers up your, shit funnel or something thinking about it? Get the shit. Get it off, for Christ's sake. Listen, this is a sick pricks. We're supposed to be talking about 193 acres burnt down in Arizona. There's wildfires right now, and none of you idiots give a crap. Jesus Christ. Let's move on to another subject matter since nobody cares about Arizona burning down to the ground. Nobody gives a crap. Let's talk about the full breach of the Missouri River. That's right, the Missouri River is actually breached itself, and it's going to flood, a good portion of the state of Iowa. It may be happening as we speak. And, of course, this is, just continuous, perpetual natural disaster-like tragedy happening to the United States of America. The atmospheric disturbances that are happening that are causing these super tornadoes. I mean, we've got, all kinds of weird, atmospheric phenomena happening. But once again, the Missouri River is, breached its levees, and it's actually going to flood certain parts of Iowa. So if you're listening out there in Iowa, take a couple of corn cobs and run for the hills, baby. Anyway, let's take some, let me give some shout-outs. As a matter of fact, there's been some people that have retweeted the first tweet on my Twitter account because we're trying to get Anthony Weiner to resign. He came out today and actually admitted he lied to the American people. He lied to his wife, lied to everybody. He actually sent the Weiner pic and then some. He's actually had several correspondences with women over the internet via Facebook and Twitter, and yet he still does not want to resign. So once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. Right there, Ghost Politics is the name. Ghost Politics. Right there. Let's get this lying sack of crap out of office. Let me give some shout-outs to the people that are actually retweeting. What's going on, Larry13139? What's going on? All right, we got, you said, I'm not going to say that crap. Goat Wiener Sec, she's stupid assholes. Jenny Tolls, 101, what's going on? We got some, I'm Communist. Oh, you stupid sack of crap. We got somebody named Sexy Goofy Bone. All right, I mean, I kid you not. These are the names that are retweeting the tweet here. I'm not joking. This is it. All right, once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account right here, Ghost Politics. All right, and stop making these jag-off names, making me sound like an idiot. All right, I'm so tired of you idiots doing that. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about how the Missouri River is having a full breach out there. People of Iowa are going to be underwater. So once again, our hearts and prayers should be going out to these folks. Let's take some calls. Area code 404. You're on the horn. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Ghost?
Hey, what's going on? Good to hear from you, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you doing?
I'm just chilling like a villain here. I mean, I'm kind of neglecting my drink here, talking about all the news that has been transpiring as of late. But other than that, I'm all good, man. Let me take a drink here.
Yeah. All I gotta say about all these natural disasters, I don't know what to say. I just think God or some higher power really doesn't like what America's doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I have to admit that it's rather convenient that we are seeing unprecedented atmospheric disturbances. We're seeing, super tornadoes, super earthquakes. I mean, we're seeing a lot of things happen that is unprecedented. And, we've just kind of been desensitized because of it. But, once again, I have to agree with you when you say some higher power, God, whatever you want to interpret it as, definitely does not agree with the type of garbage that is partaken here on this earth. And in my personal opinion, I think that it has to do with the fact that we have this idea that we're supposed to save every human being on the planet by housing them, clothing them, feeding them. and utilizing all the resources that are here on the earth to do so. And I think by doing that is, equating humanity to something of a growth that is consuming, a living organism. And in my personal opinion, I just think it's sad that we continue with this political romantic idea that we need to save every single human being out here in this world. I just don't think that's appropriate. I think that what we should be doing is embracing capitalism and, let those that have the mental capability, the ambition, the integrity, the drive to go out and be successful, give them the opportunity to be successful. And those that just want to be detriments on the earth, well, then let them wither away and do whatever it is that they have to do to survive or, get wiped off the face of the planet. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm some sick, twisted ass clown here, but if we take a look at the amount of damage that the human race is doing to this planet, it's just unbearable, it's disgusting, it's pathetic, and nobody wants to take blame for it. Nobody wants to blame that there's a bunch of assholes in this world that are just making no contribution whatsoever other than turning perfectly good food into shit. And the shit that they take actually has more contribution to this world than they do, because at least shit turns land fertile. It brings in new vegetation, inspires new life, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what you're saying is reminds me of what my dad used to say all the time. He'd say, God helps those who help themselves.
You're damn right.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, nobody wants to help themselves. Everybody wants to just sit there with their hand out saying, oh, man, please, my kids, baby. Yeah, you're not understanding. I need to take your tax dollars because of my kids, baby. And that's all we're going to hear from now until eternity, until the capitalists finally take power. And, of course, everybody's confused. Like, well, what's a capitalist? What's a capitalist? It's very simple. All you have to do is go out and work and work for your living and, not collect any kind of government entitlements. That makes you a capitalist. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, why should the people that are making a contribution, why should the people that are actually going out and work, why should they and their voices be overlooked because there are more losers on this planet than there are those of us making a contribution? It makes no sense whatsoever. That's why when the capitalists take power and we finally implement a political philosophy that actually makes sense, and what I mean by that is turning democratic societies into capitalist societies, and in which the capitalists, the individuals that actually participate in the system, the ones that actually pay taxes into the government system, those should be the people that should be the exclusive participants in the political process. And anybody who disagrees is probably a loser. Anybody who disagrees is probably collecting entitlements. Anybody who disagrees doesn't have any integrity, because what the system that I'm proposing is basically asking of society is that they go out and work and pay taxes. It's that simple. It's not that big of a deal. And it doesn't matter what type of labor you do. You can clean enema bags for a living. You can clean shit bowls. You can flip burgers. You can be a CEO. You can be a business owner. Whatever you are, as long as you're making a contribution, your say-so should have more of an authority than these losers that are collecting, that are mooching. I mean, and that's my simple philosophy, man. I mean, you know how we can... Jesus Christ, I say this so much, man, but how we can solve this is by making a prerequisite. Before you get into the voting booth, you have to show some kind of a tax return that shows that you actually participated in contributing to the government at hand. That should be the prerequisite before voting. If you're just a mooching entitlement recipient asshole, well, then get out there and you get what you get, all right? You have no say-so, you get what you get. Sorry for getting so emotional here, but it makes me sick, man.
It's all good, man. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say a couple things about that whole Wiener situation, too. I didn't really get a chance to call earlier.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, though, about him resigning. I think he should resign, but, you know, part of me thinks he should resign. Part of me thinks it would be pretty funny if he ended up becoming like a president or something. Having a President Wiener would be pretty lowly, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, hey, we got President Wiener in the house. Hopefully, he's not like... Yeah, well, hopefully he's not emailing Angela Merkel of Germany a picture of his private area and saying, hey, you want some of this circumcised Jewish snake up in that Sieg Heil Poontang of yours, Merkel? Huh? Slogan, Volkswagen, Sieg Heil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
man. Hey, thanks
gotta,
a lot for calling, man. Oh, you want to get some shout-outs, man?
Nah, man, I was gonna, I'm a big fan of your show, but, I'm gonna have to, I just wanted to say something. I'm gonna have to go with Zeki here. I'm not a big fan of Goofy Bone either. Seems kind of
wow, man, really?
Yeah. He says he has sex with all these girls, but I'm pretty sure he's a virgin. Just in the way he talks.
Man, I mean, go ahead, keep going.
That's what I'm getting from him, because he just seems like a pussy. You know what I mean? Just let me go, because he doesn't talk for himself though, because he just follows what you say, and that doesn't seem like something a man should do.
Oh man, that's your shout out is good. Go ahead.
I don't think he gets any women, to be honest. I think he's lying. I think he's lying about making money. I just think he's a habitual liar. That's all I think he is.
Oh man. Well, hey man, thanks a lot for calling in there, 404, man. We appreciate your commentary, but once again, I mean, what's up with all the hate on Goofy Bone up in here, man? I mean, it's messed up, man. You know what I mean? I mean, another caller who's and these are serious callers. These aren't like trolls up in here. You know what I mean? I mean, these are serious callers here. I mean, I don't want to make the show about Goofy Bone up in here, but there's a lot of people that just are just convenient. I'm just seriously hating on the Goofy Bonester, man. You know, I mean, good God. Anyway, we were talking about Missouri. The Missouri River having a breach on its levee and is going to leave some of Iowa underwater. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them. I also want to talk a little bit about Germany. Now they're coming out and saying, slogan, we didn't mean the Spanish cucumber slogan. Yeah, they were wrong about the Spanish cucumbers. We've come to find out that this new E. coli superbug came from a bean sprout from an organic farm. Yeah, bean sprouts from an organic farm in Germany. All right. Now, of course, the European Union has agreed that they're going to, back pay Spain for the damage that was caused because of the implication by Germany that it was Spanish cucumbers that was the culprit for this E. coli outbreak. But once again, it was an organic farm that produced bean sprouts that caused this super E. coli outbreak in Europe. Let me take a drink here. And what's really sad is that isn't organic sold like at a higher rate than traditional produced agriculture because it's supposed to be better? I mean, isn't it supposed to be better? I mean, this is the biggest thing the biggest debate that I have with these green pricks, these assholes that, save the world, save the whales, save the trees, organic farming. I mean, do you understand that we've been organic farming for a long period of time, and these types of situations like E. coli and foodborne ailments were prevalent and rampant during organic farming because it's old, all right? It's old farming, all right? Old-ass farming, for Christ's sake. I mean, you look it up for yourself. This whole organic situation, and I alluded to the fact that it could have been terrorism, but now that we realize and the culprit is an organic farm, it makes perfect sense. Remember, these are the same people, these organic pricks, that talk about compost piles, like throwing all your trash into a goddamn compost hole, and that is in some way green and not unsanitary or something of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, these are the same idiots that, piss on their garden because they're trying to save water. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I mean, these are the type of people that collect their turds in jars and take it out during fertilizing time out here for being, this is organic farming, man. This is organic farming, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Then we wonder why we got, E. coli spreading around like wildfire all over Europe, for Christ's sake. I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. 111, what's up?
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you know that Howard Stern's prostate?
We don't care about Howard Stern. Can you tell Howard Stern if he wants to throw fisticuffs with me, if he wants to mess with me, don't send his stupid little minions to come out here and do this damage for him, do his work for him. You tell him I will meet his ass face to face, and I will be more than happy to stomp a mud hole in his ass, kick it dry, and then take a dirty diarrhea shit right in it so he can look back at me with a brown smile about it. Huh? And then say WNBC, WNBC, WNBC. Stupid asshole. Anyway, who else we got here? Who else? We got another 111. What's up?
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Shut up, you Memphis living piece of crap. All right, we know who you are. We got Captain Falcon. What's up?
Falcon punch.
What?
Falcon punch.
Oh my God! You see, this is America, folks. This is America right here. This is it right here. You know? Jesus Christ! I mean, if you're gonna call up and do something, why don't you do something kind of funny, kind of lolsy or something? You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Why don't you go back to the Street Fighter days and, you know, get Ryu, Tiger, uppercut, Tiger. You know, one of those, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, that was lame. That was unbelievably lame, for Christ's sake. Or why don't you get that asshole from Mortal Kombat? Remember that guy, Scorpion? Get over here. That was lame. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We were talking about Germany tracing back the Super E. coli strain to a bean sprout farm, an organic farm that produced these bean sprouts that, you know, inevitably is the culprit behind this damn Super E. coli outbreak. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you got to say about it? I want to hear from you. 905, what's up?
Hey, Ghost?
Yeah.
I think you're acting a lot like Anthony Weiner. Every time someone phones asking a question, you get all pissed off and then hang up on them.
Well, why don't you ask me a question? I'm not hanging up on you. Why don't you ask me a question instead of just, you know, sounding like Anthony Weiner's wiener? Hey, don't hang up. What are you doing, man? Oh, come on. Stupid fail. You know what I mean? Fail, for Christ's sake. We're supposed to be talking about the serious subject matter out there in Europe. You know, out there in Europe, they're suffering out there. You know what I mean? What is there, 20-something dead now? 20-something dead, you know, a couple of thousand sick because of some bean sprouts that were produced by some supposed organic farm that was supposed to be better. All right? Yeah, that's why they charge more for organic farming, right? Isn't it supposed to be better? It's not. It's not. And this goes to show you it isn't, all right? All right, who else we got going on? We got another 111. What's up?
Ghost, I'm pooping in a jar. I'm an organic farmer.
Man, you know, just for that, you idiots are pissing me off. Engineer, you know, get these, throw on, just give her a bone, all right? That's what just throw it on right now for these idiots, all right?
Sorry. I'm going to call my
Yeah, here we go. This for all the haters, my boy Goofy Bone here, right? I could never be your man. I could be your bone. Get some bone. Like it's it. Trust me, baby, I'll bust them lips. Getting you now, ready to break it down now. And I wanna be in your bring it down now. My patch is slow. It's your birthday. Are nice where you don't wanna go. It's your birthday. That are freaky. I feel like a plumber. I feel gangsta. Feeling great. In the whole like Woods. Where's my booty? This girl just feels so good. Where's my Kit Kat? Love, but I think it's too quick. Where's my booty? Boyfriend, I'm where's my Kit Kat? Oh yeah. Knows I eat a big plate. Everybody's loving this music, man. Look at all the people loving this. The meal we go for a drive. Smoking on my big ass wood. She's looking at me like she wants some, so I pass it to her. Welcome to my land. I got my pinball. I I don't want to hear any more one-liners. I don't want to hear any more sentence fragments sputtering out the cheese holes of assholes who call up in an attempt to get lulls. All right? This is not a time to get, lulls off of one-bit sentence fragments. All right? Jesus Christ. I mean, it just hearing you idiots with these sentence fragments makes me sick. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Germany and their fucking bean sprouts, and here I've got you idiots calling me up with sentence fragments like I'm supposed to care. Jesus Christ, let me calm down. Let me just calm down. Everybody, please retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, folks. All right? Ghost Politics. There's the name right there. Retweet the first tweet. I'm giving shout-outs to everybody who retweets it, folks. All right, so let's give some shout-outs here. We got Spermy the Cat. Spermy the freaking cat. How convenient, all right? We got Goofy Bones Anus. Hey, that's not cool, man. Come on, man. We got Sally Felterston. What's going on? We got Orange 56. We got you asshole. You get your stupid sack of crap. Stop doing it, man. What do we got? We got Goat Wiener. Man, get these idiots off. I'm not gonna say any more of these. If these assholes are gonna make me look like a jag-off here, right? Look, we got Love Goofy Bone. There's a Goofy Bone fan, right? We got Shag Goofy Bone. What's going on? We got Tazeki was right. We got some asshole by the name of Tazeki was right. Anyway, I'm just giving shout-outs, folks. For you folks wondering what the hell I'm doing, I'm giving shout-outs to everybody who's retweeting the first tweet on my Twitter account. Of course, the Twitter account is Ghost Politics. We were talking a little bit about the German bean sprouts being the culprit of the E. coli superbug outbreak in Europe. Let's go ahead and move on to another subject matter. I want to talk a little bit about Syria. It's good to hear that the people of Syria are finally starting to fight back. They've been taking lots of casualties. They've been taking a lot of people who have, who have just been trying to protest against the despotic regime of Bashar al-Assad. They've been out there just protesting in peace, civil disobedience, and you actually have these asshole, Syrian military mowing these people down like dogs. They're shooting them dead. They're shooting them dead, for Christ's sake, man, all over the place. I mean, over 2,000 dead since the supposed Syrian crackdown by Bashar al-Assad. Well, all that changed today, baby. Bashar al-Assad's troops finally took some casualties because the people finally got tired of being killed. They finally got tired of being killed by a despotic government. And now Syrian reports that 120 of its forces, 120 of its enforcers that were going to go and quash the unrest throughout the country have been killed. You know that? 120 Syrian security forces, and Bashar al-Assad is promising revenge. So, if we thought that we saw some horrible tragedy, devastation with Bashar al-Assad before, now that he's took some casualties, 120, he's going to implement some revenge. I mean, give me a drink real quick. I'll give you a drink. I mean, it's serious business here, and, what's really unfortunate is that instead of those 120 troops that died, in response of the crackdown on the protesters in Syria, I think Bashar al-Assad should have been killed, all right? He needs to be targeted for termination, and anybody who knows that sorry sack of crap, you can tell him I said that. That asshole should be targeted for termination. Killing his own people. He's killing his own people so he can stay in power. That's it. He has slaughtered over 40 children thus far. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one child that has become the figurehead of the protests out there in Syria was an 8-year-old boy that was tortured, that had, his arms shot, his legs shot, genitals, cut off, put in his mouth, mutilated. I mean, just one of the just disgusting. And the Syrian government isn't trying to hide this. As a matter of fact, they're trying to amplify it. They want everybody to know that they're doing this so that they can scare the people into submission. But the people aren't getting scared. The people aren't getting scared. They're rising up, and they're killing back. They're fighting back at this goddamn despotic regime, Bashar al-Assad. And I'm telling you this right now, that asshole should be targeted for termination. Bashar al-Assad should be put to death. And they're not scared, man. Let me tell you something. The Syrian people are not scared, and more power to them. As a matter of fact, I saw a Ananops post on their Twitter on how Syrian people can get on the internet by bypassing the internet crackdown that Bashar al-Assad is implementing on the people. You see, this is the kind of thing that Anonymous should be doing. This is the kind of thing that these hacker groups should be doing. They should be promoting the modernity of people. They should be going out and discrediting these goddamn despotic totalitarian regimes. We should be helping people out here. All right? Anyway, let me go ahead and take some calls here. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Syria is vowing revenge, all right? All right? And they're vowing revenge against the protesters that killed over 120 Syrian troops, you know? All right. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 646-652-4869. We got whiskey in a jar. What's up?
I love Goofy Bone.
Here's this idiot again. 111, what's up?
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah.
I think the reason why nobody likes Goofy Bone is because when he calls, it's always like, oh, I smoke weed, or I'm drunk, or look at all the bitches and hoes I get. You know? Nobody's trying to hear that shit.
So it upsets you that this guy's just kind of bloviating on the fact that this guy's, you know, hitting tail and drinking, smoking Philly blunts, that sort of thing. You think it's just a bunch of garbage? Is that what you're...
Yeah, I mean, anybody can make a fucking song, for real.
So, I mean, you know, but does the hatred come from the fact that Goofy Bone just brags too much, or, you know, his rap sucks? I'm just trying to get the haterism. I mean, there's a lot of hatred, you know, for Goofy Bone here, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, man.
Well, I'll admit the song does suck ass, but I mean, he's unoriginal as hell.
He's unoriginal, like in his own comprehension, like in his attempt to try to get his point across. I'm just trying to get. I mean, what makes him so annoying? Is it because he's Mexican?
He doesn't have a point. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have a point to get across. He just kind of says what you say.
Oh man, that's. I mean, there's a lot of hatred for old Goofy Bone, man. I didn't realize that, you know, I mean, these many people hate him. Do you hate Goofy Bone by any chance? I mean, do you hate this man?
No, I don't hate him. I indifference him.
You indifference him, man. Oh, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, I like Goofy Bone, man. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, you know, we've got people calling up saying, he's a piece of crap, he's a loser, he's this. I hate the way he's talking about how he's banging broads. I mean, you know, to Goofy Bone's defense, and I doubt he needs a defense, but to Goofy Bone's defense, I mean, he has called up with a couple of bimbos in the background. You know what I mean? I mean, he has called up to the show and slapped a bitch's ass on the internet, on the show here. So, I mean, to his defense, I mean, he is getting tail. You know what I mean? I mean, he is getting a little bit of tail. So, I mean, it's not, I mean, you can't really diss on the man for, you know, claiming that he's getting something when he's not. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Well, how do you know it wasn't his mom?
Oh, man, that's low blow, man. Come on, man. I mean, you know, from what I understand, I don't even think Goofy Bone's mom's alive, man. That's not cool.
But still, how can you prove that wasn't someone like his sister or something, or his dad, or some shit?
Well, I mean, you know, he did, tell her to talk. You know what I mean? I mean, it's in the archives, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I mean, it's in the archives there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he has called up with some bimbos in the background, You know, he's slapped him around a little bit. I mean, I'm just trying to say that he has, called with chicks in the background. I'm not trying to say that, he's Mr. Moneybags or anything, but, he does, present a certain element, a certain image of himself, and I think that, for the most part, he's getting somewhat kind of tail. I don't know. I don't mean to make this goddamn show about Goofy Bone, but everybody's just kind of hating on this man. You know what I mean? They're even saying, look at the chat room. They're saying they're protesting against Goofy Bone, for Christ's sake. They're protesting. Is this a joke? Is this a goddamn joke up in here, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. Anyway, let me give some more shout-outs to people on Twitter that have been retweeting the first tweet on my Twitter account. We've got my Rochulus, some crap. We got Pooh Wizard. We got all Reen Orange Army, whatever the hell it is. We got Dr. Rose. We got It's Goofy Time. We got Salt Waikaco Range, okay? We got Surfing Murph. What's going on, Surfing Murph? We got Crizzy 100. We got Boofy Gone. We got Boofy Gone. We got Oliver Kozlov. We got Boris Loves Goofy. We got Indy Piggy. All right. Anyway, let's move on, folks. Where are we at? I don't even know what we were talking about, man. We got off keister here. That's right. We're supposed to be talking about how the Syrian protesters have actually struck back against the totalitarian, tyrannical crackdown on the supposed protesters in Syria. They have actually killed 120 Syrian forces in response to all the 2,000 deaths that have been implemented by Bashar al-Assad's regime. And, I think it's a good day. I think it's a great day. Anyway, we are 2 minutes into the third and final hour of the True Capitalist radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we move on to anything else, please retweet the broadcast. All right, go to the social networks, go to the forums, go to the blogs, spread it around like goddamn wildfire, and let everybody know that we're infected in the house. Moreover, that underneath the player that you're listening to right now, we got all these little buttons, little Facebook like buttons. Why don't you push that little Facebook like button, you push the little tweet this button, share this button. Not only that, you can actually embed the program. That's right, you can take a True Capitalist player, you can cut and paste it, put it on your profile, put it on your social networking site, put it on your blog, and you can simulcast the broadcast. All right? Let's say you're somebody that's sick and tired of all the goddamn schmucks in the chat room, scrolling and spamming, and you want to, chat with your own group of True Capitalists and still want to listen to the broadcast. You can actually put the True Capitalist player on your little blog, on your website, and actually chat in your own chat room while listening to the broadcast, simulcasting it on your piece of content, on your website. It's unbelievable. I love this technology. Spread it around like wildfire. Let me move on to another subject matter. Now, moreover on Syria, while Syria is trying to crack down on its own domestic unrest and all the protesters, they're trying to agitate a situation on the Israel-Syrian border. They're trying to, agitate, an Arab-Israeli war, per se, so that it can galvanize the people that are against Syria into directing that heated frustration into Israel. And as we can see, it's getting pretty testy out there. There's, Israel has shot at people that are attempting to penetrate the border of Israel. This is the last thing we need. We've got half the world in disorder. The last thing we need is for the Israeli situation to get precarious and give more fuel to the fire for this supposed Arab Spring out here. It's getting a little scary, to say the least. Anyway, I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? We got Money Tree. What's up?
You fucking coward.
Hello, coward. Oh, wait. Can you talk again for me?
It's still me, you idiot, your favorite Mexican. Why do you keep hanging me up, man?
Because you're an Arab. Stop saying that you're Mexican. It's a disrespect to Mexicans to sit over here and say that, oh, I'm your favorite Mexican when you're an Arab immigrant. We all know it, all right? We all know it, so stop trying to act like you're something else. Stop it, all right? Just stop it now, all right?
I wanted to discuss a good point, and you just hang me up.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And learn how to talk English, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Get him off. Get him off! 111, what's up, man? You still there?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Dude, I kind of steal that thing that you say about people with fruity voices. I kind of steal that sometimes, because sometimes when I play, because Sony's back up, so I get to play my PlayStation again. And I hear these little kids all the time with their fruity-ass voices, and I always say that to them. They get
man, that's good. No, you know what? That's good that you're saying it to them, because you need to say it to them. I mean, we have too many American males that have been implemented the absolute pussification on. I mean, they have been implemented the absolute pussification of the American male, and we need to start toughening these kids up. All right? If they sound a little weak, they sound a little fruity, well, then call them out for being fruity. Call them out for sounding like they just popped out of the anal passage of Richard Simmons. Call them out for being looking like they just came out of a goddamn underground San Francisco bathhouse 1979. I mean, you know, that's enough of these fruity-ass voices. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the absolute pussification of the American male. I'm sick of it. So keep telling them and keep calling them the punks, the fruity asses that they are. Anyway, we got another 111 in the house. What's up?
I think Howard Stern should roll over Syria.
Yeah. Well, you're an idiot for jocking a 65-year-old man, for Christ's sake. You sound like you're in your 20s. And here you are, oh, yeah, 65-year-old man. I'm going to jock him. I'm going to jock a 50 to 65-year-old man. This is what I'm telling you, the absolute pussification. The absolute pussification, for Christ's sake. They're jocking old men, for Christ's sake. Can you believe this crap? They're jocking old men, 65-year-old piece of prostate-infected. God damn it! I can't believe this crap, man. I can't believe that I come here every goddamn day and this is the kind of disrespect that I get, for Christ's sake. I should be getting more respect than I get from these ass clowns, for Christ's sake. I should be getting more respect, but I don't get any respect from any of you idiots. I don't get any respect from any of you idiots. Piece of crap. I mean, you're pissing me off. 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 You sorry sacks of crap. gotta take a break. I gotta take a break. God damn it, I'm a capitalist! I'm a capitalist! And I deserve the respect accorded that title. I'm a capitalist. I'm a goddamn. I can't do it. Give me the goddamn microphone. I'm taking a break. I'm not taking it. Hey, engineer, put something on for these idiots. Put something on for them, for Christ's sake. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick. I'm freaking sick. Put on something for them, for Christ's sake. Put on some fruity music for them. Put on some fruity music.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Oh, I'm back, you stupid sorry sacks of crap. Oh, man. You know, I had to take a goddamn break, man. I had to goddamn catch my breath. And you idiots, you just don't have any kind of compassion for me whatsoever, man. No kind of compassion, man, whatsoever. That's what pisses me off, man. I mean, it hurts, man. It hurts me right here in the goddamn chest, man. It hurts, man. It hurts. Anyway, let me give some shout-outs to some more people that are out there, retweeting the first tweet on my Twitter account, folks. And, of course, the Twitter account is right there. All right, let's go ahead and, give some shout-outs to the people that are retweeting this. We got Goat Luck. Man, screw you, all right? We got Fill Up His Mouth. Oh, you sick son of a bitch. Yeah, you sorry sack of garbage. We got Derpin the Nation. We got, My Hunt is, you assholes. We got Motherless Bone. Motherless Bone. We've got, Cereal Orange. We got you asshole. We got Orange Bone. We got, Goofy Love Man. We got, RCKAPELLU. I can't even pronounce it, but thanks for retweeting, man. We got Sip.Wave. We got Goofy is Sexy. Come on, man. We got some asshole named Orange Stern. We got Alpha Kenny. Who else we got over here? We got a lot of people retweeting this, for Christ's sake. All right, we got Poop Tickler doing it once again. Anyway, let's move on to another subject matter, man. We were talking a little bit about the Israeli-Syrian border skirmish and about how Syria is trying to agitate the domestic violence and the domestic unrest that it has at this point in time into the direction of Israel. Let me take a couple of calls here. Hold on. We got, who else we got? We got Ken Masters. Are you there?
Hadouken!
That's what I'm talking about. Hadouken!
Tiger uppercut!
Tiger!
Sonic boom! Sonic boom! Such like some burgers!
All right, that got some lulls. All right, that got some lulls. I actually like Street Fighter, man. It was a good game, man. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of quarters on that back in the day, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Oh, good Tiger. Anyway, we got Chrissy on the horn. Chrissy, is that you?
Ghost, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on?
Ghost, my name is Christy. I am an expert in the study of the ill effects of soy products on the young male and the infantile male in America. And I'd like to tell you just one thing. I do realize that your callers and your fans may not take serious callers very serious, but what I have to say is definitely serious. About 20 years ago, I'll keep it really quick. About 20 years ago, when they started bringing soy products on the market for young babies to drink, okay? 1 8-ounce bottle of soy milk, Similac or whatever, contains the estrogen equivalency of 30 birth control pills. And I don't know about you, but I know that men that are gay, that are wanting to turn female, so to speak,
trans testicles, yeah.
Exactly. They take estrogen to do that. And so I believe that this bumper crop that we're seeing, now I know that the bumper crop that we're seeing of these 20-year-olds, 19, 21, 22, that are very small in stature, complaining of, they're not really gay, but they're just not, you know what I mean? They're just sort of...
No, they're very small. I mean, they're not as big. I mean, they're weak looking. They're not as tall. They've got very frail, feminine physical attributes. I mean, it's pretty sickening what the average male is. I mean, there's a commercial out there for one of these. I don't know. I think it's Verizon. They actually have this mother going up trying to buy some kind of a tablet or something, and she's supposed to bring in her son, who's supposed to be the computer whiz. He comes in with holding a big gulp with a straw in it, and he looks fruitier as hell. I mean, even the voice, the vernacular that these guys are producing nowadays sounds very femmy. And, I'm starting to believe that there is some correlation with people who partake in consumption of soy and other these food products and the pussification of America, for a lack of a better term,
Well, you take into account that a baby gets fed what? 5 bottles in a 24-hour period. We'll just say 5. I don't know. I forgot. With that much soy, which is equal to estrogen, being pumped into this child. And by the way, I also happen to know that in the first 6 months of life, the human male will grow more in his, I hate to say, testicular, whatever, in his genital area than ever in his lifetime. And you realize what that's doing. I mean, we're basically pussifying this country. And thank God mine was breastfed. And if not, just get them on a milk-based formula. Do your research. Google this. This is amazing.
It's starting to, come real clear to me that this is a possibility. The idea that soy milk and possibly other food products that, that contain this high amount of estrogen, it does seem like a feasible outcome that this is a probability, because there's just way too many numbers of feminine males. You hear them. I don't know how often you listen to my show, Chrissy, but every single call, with the exception of a few handfuls within a 3-hour period, all sound like they're, if not gay, borderline female, male, eunuch, sexless. I have no idea what to call this, but it's really a shame that no one has any kind of grasp on what is transpiring right before our eyes. It's a complete emasculation of the males out here. And the males themselves that are being called out on my show, whenever I call them out and say, hey, you're a fruity bastard, hey, why do you talk like that, hey, I bet you were raised by your mammy, hey, they can't say anything. They can't do anything because they know it's right.
Yeah, it's sad.
What is the future of our country and our world if this is going to be the prevalent male out here? What's the future?
What's going to happen to the population? Are they going to... I know guys, thousands of them, it seems like, that aren't even getting married. And what about all the bands, they call them emos nowadays. They can't help it, but here's what you can do. Anybody listening, go to your doctor and take testosterone shots. Hello? Tell your parents you want to go get your testosterone levels checked. Do something.
That's a good word of advice there. Yeah, get a testosterone boost or something. Maybe grow some hair on your nads and... maybe get a little bit of deeper voice. That's what happens to the bull dykes that, make the transition from female to try to look like male. Once they start injecting themselves with this damn testosterone, their voices are deeper than, James Earl Jones, for Christ's sake.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Really, it's not their fault in a way. But do the research. I'm dead serious. But I thank you so much for taking my call, Ghost. I love your show. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan.
Hey, no problem. Thank you very much, Chrissy, for calling, and I appreciate the insight, all right?
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. And once again, of course, there's a random, subject matter being brought up. We're in the middle of talking about the Israeli-Syrian conflict, but, going back to some of the things that we were talking about earlier in the show, she's absolutely right about the potential food, the soy products, the high amounts of estrogen in powdered formula. There could be a direct correlation between the amount of fruitness, the amount of feminine physical attributes, and the feminine vernacular on males with what's being fed into the general mass populace, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to continue going here. Let's go ahead and move on to another subject matter. We've already talked about how Israel is being agitated by Syria, forcing a lot of these refugees onto the border of Syria and Israel, trying to have a lot of these refugees and a lot of these people penetrate the border of Israel, and Israel is responding militarily, and it's adding fuel to the fire to an already precarious situation throughout the international community. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to move on to another subject matter. What I do want to talk about is China. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about China because China is denying the hacking, the so-called hacking implications that's being directed towards them by Google. Now, for you folks that don't know what I'm talking about, Google has actually implicated China as the hacking culprit behind a potential attack on Gmail that jeopardized the integrity of passwords and emails alike for different State Department representatives, protesters within the country of China, members of Congress, members of the Senate, so on and so forth. And according to Google, that particular hack attempt came right from within the borders of China. China is completely denying it. They're calling Google a political tool. They're saying that it's Google is the one that's trying to jeopardize the integrity of nation states throughout the international community. And I'm not trying to get on the side of China here, but Google has been responsible for a lot of this civil unrest throughout the international community. I mean, you got Wael Ghanem, a Google executive, single-handedly throwing Egypt into mass hysteria and chaos via a Facebook and Twitter page, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? So, once again, Wael Ghanem, he's got blood on his hands, and Google themselves are not innocent in this whole idea of, China being this hacking culprit, as it results with this Gmail attack. I mean, now, look, I don't think China has a leg to stand on when it comes to talking about political tools. I mean, this is the same country that forces people into a one-child policy and kills like every fourth girl born in the world or something like, or fourth girl born in China. I mean, there are like 4 or 5 men to every 1 woman in China, and it's becoming an epidemic. Why did China socially engineer their society in this fashion? Because they want a lot of pissed off Chinese people so they can throw into their 4 million man standing army and start kicking the world's ass. All right? You can read it up. You can read up about how there's 4 or 5 men to every 1 woman in China, and it was socially engineered that way by the communist government. All right? And now they want to be the saviors. They want to be known as the good guys as it regards to this potential hacking situation, in response to Gmail's attacks. I mean, give me a break. You know what I mean? I mean, both of these culprits are, both of them are nefarious. Both of them have blood on their hands, all right? Especially China. I'm going to sit over here. We just passed June 4th, for all you folks that don't know. June 4th was the day. June 4th, 1989 was the day that Tiananmen Square happened. Tiananmen Square happened in 1989 when the Chinese government basically killed 100,000 people that were doing nothing but sitting in front of the Tiananmen Square, having hunger strikes and causing, civil disobedience. There was no chaos. There was no disorder. There were peaceful protests, all right? And then on June 4th, 1989, you had the Chinese Communist government come in and just slaughter about 100,000 different Chinese people that were calling for democracy. They were calling for capitalism, for Christ's sake. And we've completely forgotten about it. And it's disgraceful. And now you've got China trying to call Google a political tool. Jesus Christ. Anyway, before we move into anything else, folks, you know as well as I, because Blog Talk Radio has an agreement with the Communist government of China, Blog Talk Radio is actually broadcasted into China. So we actually have Chinese people listening into the program. But a part of that agreement forces Blog Talk Radio to allow the Communist government of China to come on any program that criticizes the country in hopes of rebuttal. In hopes of rebuttal, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I mean that's. I mean I know it pisses people off. I know people are like, oh man, no, I don't want to hear the communist government. But without any further ado, folks, I have to do this, and my hands are tied. Without any further ado, Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir? Oh.
You see, you motherfucker talk a lot of garbage about the communist government in China. You talk all this garbage that we're doing this and we're doing a hacking all over the world and we're doing all this on Gmail, we're doing all this on Google, motherfucker. We're not doing nothing of the sort. No, we're not doing nothing. All we have is a Google over here implementing the communist government of China in hacking, and all they do is sit there, cause nation state to go into civil unrest, motherfucker. We saw what Google did in Egypt. They ruined Egypt's economy, motherfucker. Google did it single-handedly, and us out here in China, we're not going to let them happen to it. We're not going to let Google come in here, ruin the communist government of China. So we kicked their asses out of China. We kicked them out. And now Google mad because they're not making all the money out here in China and everybody else is, motherfucker. So I'm going to tell all you American motherfuckers one more time. Don't talk about the communist government of China because we own all you motherfucker. We own all you American motherfucker. We own your country. We own you, motherfucker. So you sit here talk garbage about the communist government of China. We're going to put you on list. When we finally take over your country, we're going to put you in concentration camp and make sure that you play World of Warcraft 15 hours a day, motherfucker. We're going to make sure all you motherfuckers sit here who talk garbage about communist government of China, we're going to make sure you pay. And we're going to make sure you pay good, motherfucker. So don't talk garbage. Don't talk garbage about communist government in China again. All of you. No. And for all you people that ask why we do what we do, for all your people out there talking garbage about why we do what we do what we do for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. Oh, that hurt my stomach, motherfucker. Oh, bad egg roll. I have nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much.
All right, get him off. Get him off. Jesus Christ, what's up with the bad egg rolls there, Mr. Fortune Cookie? Good Lord. But anyway, you heard it right from the mouth of these damn communists in China. You know what I'm saying? They're not, they own America. They actually believe this crap. You know what I mean? I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about it? You know, they think that Google is a political tool. They don't see that that they're any kind of authoritarian governing body of any sort. I want to hear from you. All right, 646-652-4869. We got area code 707 on the horn. What's up? Major fail. We got 420. Hey, what's up, 420?
Ghost, what's going on, baby?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, what?
Can you hear me? Hey, look,
yeah,
I want to talk about that last. I want to talk about that one caller that's talking about feeding their kids soy milk. Baby, I'd never feed my kids soy milk. All I give my kid is Similac and rib meat, baby. And that's why my kid going to grow up. He's going to grow up to run this country, baby. That's why he's going to grow up to be the ghetto ghost 2.0, and he's going to run this country. He's going to be a true...
No. Stop comparing yourself to me, you asshole. Stop calling yourself the ghetto ghost, asshole. I mean, you understand, that really pisses me off because you are not a capitalist. What you are doing is mooching off of the American entitlement system. There's no correlation with capitalism and you being a goddamn moocher, all right? So stop calling yourself the goddamn ghetto ghost. You are not the ghetto ghost, all right? Don't even use my name. Don't even use my name in correlation with anything that you're doing. You are a useless piece of garbage. And that kid that keeps crying in the background with a dirty, shitty diaper and probably a whole bunch of sores related to goddamn diaper rash, that kid is going to be a loser just like you are, just like its kids. I mean, you're an entitlement-ridden recipient piece of garbage waste of human life. So stop calling yourself the ghetto ghost, all right? You are not, you'll never be me. You'll never be me, all right? You'll never even get close. You'll never get close, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter here. I want to talk about something that's kind of funny in the news here, all right? I want to talk about a guy out of Vernal, Utah, all right? And, Utah, they got all that weird, polygamy, Mormon, magic underpants kind of crap going on over there. Well, anyway, a man allegedly owed a medical bill. He owed $25 on a medical bill, all right? And he was pissed that, hey, I'm being charged for $25. I'm assuming that they went through great lengths to try to collect this $25 bill when it came to the medical center or whoever it was that was trying to collect this from this man out of Vernal, Utah. Well, anyway, the guy got so pissed that he went into the medical area in question and paid the medical bill with 2,500 pennies, all right? He threw 2,500 pennies and said, here, you want the $25? Here's 2,500 pennies. Dumped it all over the place, all over the floor, the whole 9 yards. So what happens? The guy actually gets cited by the cops for disorderly conduct because they claim that, the 2,500 pennies was causing, some kind of an unwanted incident. Can you believe this crap? Because he paid in 2,500 pennies, they cited him and gave him a ticket. The ticket could be worth as much as $140. $140 for paying your bill with actual money. I know nobody likes pennies anymore. I know nobody likes, I don't like change anymore. But, hey, it's still money. It's still being accepted as currency, all right? I mean, 2,500 pennies, that's still money. You could still get $25 out of it. But no. The cops are actually going to fine this guy. They actually cited this guy with a ticket because he actually paid his bill. I mean, it's stupid. That's stupid, man. That just goes to show you that these pigs, these goddamn cops out here, they'll do anything to abuse their power. Anything, for Christ's sake. Here this guy is, he's paying his bill. There's 2,500 pennies. He's paying a $25 bill. It doesn't matter how it was. It doesn't matter if it was pennies and there was a lot of them. It doesn't matter, all right? It's legal tender. There should be no reason why this man should have been cited. There's no reason why this man should have been, there's no reason why the cops should have even been involved with this crap. But, yeah, some guy out of Utah, paid a $25 medical bill with 2,500 pennies and actually was cited by the freaking cops. You know what I'm saying? Give me a freaking break. Unbelievable. Don't go to Utah, for Christ's sake, all right? Jesus Christ, unless you're trying to, look for another, second or third wife. It's the only reason why you should go to Utah. Anyway, we got Tazeki calling back. We always love his commentary. What's going on, man? You raised your hand again. What's going on, Tazeki? Oh, I guess he's not there anymore. Yeah, you had your hand up, man. We didn't. Are you there? Yeah, hello? There we are. Yeah,
sorry, I had my mic muted. My bad, dude.
That's okay.
I wanted to sound off about this because you're quite right. They should have taken the money if he was paying for it. But in the UK, I think there is a couple of different rules. I think businesses can tell you to get bent if you're like, I'm going to pay it all with pennies. It's up to them. But a funny anecdote was that I know some guy turned around and he got a traffic ticket or something. And in the UK, you can write a check on almost anything. So I do believe he actually wrote a check out on an entire toilet and basically brought it to the police station, was like, okay, here's my ticket I'm paying off. I just gave them this toilet and they had to take it. I shit you not.
I mean, well, I just think it's ridiculous that, okay, maybe the business doesn't have to take the 2,500 pennies, but, I mean, is it necessary to cite somebody, to write them a ticket because they're actually paying their bill? I mean, I understand that, it's a little obnoxious. I'm sure the guy was a little upset. That's why he brought in the 2,500 pennies because, $25. I mean, I'm sure they probably, I don't know this for sure, but they probably went after him. They probably put it on his credit. The whole 9 yards, so he's like, here, you want it that bad? Here, take it. And, they call the cops on this schmuck, and he actually gets cited. I mean, who can get cited for paying their bill? I don't understand this crap.
No, you're quite right. It's like the guys there with the money they want. I mean, if they turn around and went, we're not taking this, I'll just turn around and be like, okay, so it's a freebie, it's a write-off, right? And just be
Absolutely.
like, okay, yeah, it's free. I don't have to pay anything then, is what you're saying, because I'm giving you the money and you're saying it's okay.
Absolutely, and you see what's unfortunate is that instead of it transpiring in that regard, somehow cops got involved, and now not only does this schmuck have to pay $25 to the same people that he owed it to, but now he's potentially, going to get, a $140 fine or, 14,000 pennies worth of fines as it relates to, paying his bill. I just don't understand, if this is legitimate tender, if this is legal tender, well, then I don't understand why this guy got cited. It's one thing for the business not to accept 2,500 pennies. It's another thing for the cops to abuse their authority and cite this guy because they think that they think they can do it. They think they get away with it.
Yeah, plus it's like, do the cops not have anything better to do than respond to an issue with someone paying their bill? Is there not any bigger crimes going on? I mean, what the hell is all this taxpayer money going on cops for them to go and have to deal with petty bullshit like this? It makes no sense.
Well, that's why I always say, me personally, I'm no big fan of the cops, Tazeki. I'm somebody who believes that my tax dollars are being paid to pay these cops to be a sanctioned gang. And instead of actually fighting crime, instead of taking out the killers and the drug dealers and the drug addicts and the child molesters and the rapists and the burglars and the people that actually jeopardize the integrity of civility, no, instead they're out there pulling people over, writing people tickets for seat belts. Oh, you didn't wear your seat belt. Oh, you got a broken tail light. Oh, you got a registration. They are the biggest form of indirect taxation on the not just the United States but throughout the world than any other bureaucratic institution out there that accepts or collects taxes. I do not like the cops. As a matter of fact, if anything ever happened to me, they'd be the last people I'd call. I'd rather call Blackwater Security before I'd call the police, because right when you call the police, you start, even though you're the victim, you're the suspect all of a sudden. They start asking you questions as if you did something wrong. Here you are, you're on the floor bleeding, and I just don't like the police, man. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of them. They're useless. They're being paid by my tax dollars, and yet they're treating me like I'm the enemy. Screw you.
I've never had a problem with the cops. I've luckily never had to call them out, and I've never been harassed by them or anything like that. I like to keep my nose clean. But have you had some bad experience with them that's kind of led you to have this kind of very wary attitude when it comes to them?
Well, I've been pulled over several times, and I have been a part of a police investigation, which wasn't really much of an investigation, but they pulled me over for speeding. And the cop, out of a hunch, takes it upon himself to, get out of the car, sir, and, search me, searches my car, searches the whole 9 yards, goes against my whole human, rights as defined by the Constitution, and yet could not find a goddamn thing, and yet I'm just supposed to just accept that and move on with my day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just supposed to accept harassment, accept abuse of authority, and just move on with my day like that's just expected. And I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna expect that either. That's why I talk against it. I've never gotten in trouble with the law. I've got a clean record. There's no record of anything that I've ever done out there, period. But I have been harassed by the police, man. And once they realize, at least out here in America, I don't know how it works in the UK, but out here in America, once they realize that you're not in the system, once they realize that you have no priors, you have no kind of ties to the system, that's when they start getting more and more vulgar in their display of power and in attempts to try to put you in the system. They try to look for everything, anything possible to put you into the system, and it's sick. This is what the cops' jobs are, and that's why I fuck the cops, for a lack of a better term. Excuse my French, but fuck the police.
Maybe they are different over here. The kind of British outlook to things is a little bit more easygoing, and, you don't want to put anyone out. The times I've met cops at various protests and stuff, they've all been lovely and been very friendly. So, I can't really say a bad word about them, but, even you kind of get these informational posters and just information about, how to deal with the cops. and what your rights are and how to, like when you talk to cops if they come around to your house, go outside and lock your door so there's no question of them thinking, oh, well, you invited us in so we can search it without a warrant. It's just, it's good to know what your rights are. But I wouldn't say I go as far as distrusting them. But yeah, so we seem to have gone off on a big tangent.
I'm sorry, Tazeki, man. I mean, I wish it was a little bit. I'm sure they're more proper in the UK. I'm sure that they use nice language and use soft linguistics in reference to anybody who's a perpetrator. But out here, I mean, you don't even have to be a perpetrator. I mean, why don't you watch any episode of Cops? And what's really funny about it is that, whenever somebody that's in the episode of Cops, whoever they're following, whenever they come across somebody who's a career criminal, I mean, it never fails. Cops is a program for all the folks that are in the international community that don't know. It's a syndicated program that's out here that actually has cameramen following and riding along with police law enforcement out here in America. But all the time, it never fails on this show that the cops, they capture some perpetrator, and then they start saying, oh, man, didn't I capture you last week? Didn't we chase you down last week? I mean, didn't we do this to you last week? And they're out in the street. You want to know why? Because once the police, know that a perpetrator's in the system, it's not any more of a highlight on their bureaucratic paperwork. They just caught a perpetrator that is a known perpetrator. But if it's a first-time offender, if it's somebody that isn't, usually involved with the police as it relates to any criminal activity, oh, man, this kind of puts a police officer on bureaucratic, a pedestal, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I mean, they put him on a look, there's a first-time offender. You got him, yeah. Screw that. Anyway, Tazeki, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it. We got about 13 minutes left. I want to get to these last two subject matters, then I want to get some shout-outs. We have an 11-year-old boy out of a California elementary school that refused to move and refused to obey his teacher's wishes on moving from one seat to another after the teacher was rather persistent in telling this 11-year-old boy to move from one chair to another. He decided to take it upon himself to break the teacher's freaking nose. I mean, an 11-year-old boy actually took it upon himself to break the goddamn teacher's nose. This is public education at its finest, all right? Public education at its finest. 11-year-old kid sucks this teacher right in the goddamn puss, breaks the teacher's nose. Breaks his nose. I mean, this is America here, all right? I want to hear from you. What do you got to say about this? 11-year-old boy breaks a teacher's nose. Area code 337. What's up?
Hey, Ghost, how much you pay these idiots to come on your show and talk?
Now, shut up. Shove it up your ass, all right? This is America. I'm not paying any of these people to call up and talk, all right? This is really America. There's over 9,000 fruity asses who call me up and act fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops. So don't sit here and give me this crap. I don't pay them a red cent. This is an actual representation of America, of the world. So don't give me this nonsense. 937, you're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, man. How's it going? First time calling. This guy, this little kid, he breaks his teacher's nose. I think that just shows how crazy kids are getting. I mean, I just graduated from high school, so I just went through all that crazy shit, But
did you go to a public education high school?
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
public education throughout your career?
Yeah. What's crazy is I started off in private school, and then I ended up in public school. It was such a big change, and man, it's crazy. These kids are going down the shitter.
Did you get exposed to any social outlets that made you do something you would have not normally done had that social circle had not been there?
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, it changed my whole freaking life. It exposed me to a lot of drug usage and come down the line, a lot of mental issues and a lot of mental instability and shit.
Oh,
and
man.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about Mr. Penny, man. Let's rap about that. I think I kind of have to disagree. I think if a guy goes into a hospital or whatever to pay his bill, I think it would have been fine if he would have used the pennies and put them on the desk, been calm about it. But you said, he threw it at the person, causing, pennies to go everywhere and shit. And imagine
he didn't necessarily throw it on the person, but he did, dump it on the table and said, "Here, count them." That's
okay.
He kind of did that.
Okay, that's a little bit better, but I gotta say, I don't know. If I was in the hospital and I was there with my sick mother or something, and I was trying to get her treatment, and some guy comes in here and does this, and if that's gonna affect everyone else around him, I'd be pretty PO'd,
No, I agree with you, man. And hey, well, thank you for calling, because we got 10 minutes left, and I kind of want to talk about Sarah Palin for a minute, because this dumb Eskimo bimbo, all right? And thank you for calling, man. I agree with you. But you got Sarah goddamn Eskimo bimbo Palin that, basically came out, and the reason we're talking about her, because last week she made a comment about Paul Revere. She said that Paul Revere went and warned the British that, you're not going to take American arms, and he rang the bells and, blew whistles or whatever the hell she said. I mean, she gave a completely different interpretation of what the ride of Paul Revere was. And when she was asked about it on Sunday, believe it or not, instead of saying, "Oh, I had it wrong," she actually backed herself up and said, "No, I had it right." I mean, Paul Revere went out and told the British that you're not going to take our arms, and he rang those bells and those. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You stupid, dumb, four-eyed, dumb, bald-headed Eskimo bimbo? I mean, good God, man. Where's Todd Palin to keep his pimp hand strong on this stupid, dumb, imbecilic skankosaurus when you need him, for Christ's sake? I mean, this just goes to show you, and I hate to keep reiterating this, but it proves that Sarah Palin is nothing more than some bimbo that has gotten through her entire career by winking and, shaking her little Eskimo ass around a bunch of these hard legs so that they can, just kind of overlook the fact that she's a complete dummy. You know what I mean? It's a disgusting disgrace. And let me tell you something right now, man. Sarah Palin is a pathetic waste of human life. This bimbo's going out here, and who's... I mean, you want to know why the media is covering this stupid little bus tour that she's doing? Because these media outlets want to make an ass out of the political right-wing spectrum of the political process. They're trying to make a jag-off out of us. Anyway, Sarah Palin, screw you, all right? Screw you, you stupid skankosaurus bitch. Screw you, your daughters, your stupid whore, disgusting media whore lifestyle. Screw you, you stupid, disgusting skankosaurus slutbag. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off on that tirade. Let me give some shout-outs right now, folks. We got about 8 minutes left. I'm going to give some shout-outs to the people that retweeted the first tweet. And for all you people that, didn't tweet it, get a shout-out right now. All right, go to my Twitter account. Ghost Politics is the name right there. Retweet the first tweet in that goddamn Twitter. All right, right there, that Twitter account, the first tweet. I'm going to give some shout-outs to the people that did it. All right, we got Sip.Wave. We got Goofy is Sexy. We got Alpha Kenny 1. We got Coop Tickler. We got Goofy is Hot. Jesus Christ. We got Take Your Pants Off. You sick son of a bitch. We got Goofmeister. We got Gay for Goofy. I'm not saying that word. We got Celtic Football. What's going on? We got I Said Orange. We got We Do It for Mao. We got I Hate Goofy. We got Fifth Orange. We got Isaac. You son of a bitch. I'm not saying that. Let me see if there's any other tweets that have come in within the past year. We got another Poop Tickler. Once again, retweet that Twitter, that first tweet on my Twitter account. Retweet it, man. Do me a favor. We want Anthony Weiner gone. We want Anthony Weiner to resign. He's a lying scumbag. All right, let me give some shout-outs in the chat room, man. All right, let's start at the top here. Let's see. Let's get some shout-outs. We got 11 Orange. We got A Noel. We got AIDS for Breakfast. We got Alcoholic. A lot of Fagania. Oh, Jesus Christ. We got Alpha Ballsack. We got Anal Rapist, Annan 93691. Area code 304. We got Blues 111. We got Bro Chillington. We got Capitalizing in the place. What's going on? We got Captain Charisma. We got Chairman Mao. We got Chu Mi Wang. Jesus Christ. Get that idiot out for Christ's sake. Get out! We got Costiza Cunt. You asshole. Get out! Get that stupid sorry sack of shit out. Get him out of here. We got Craven Moorhead. We got D. Block Johnson. Debbie Daly in the house. We got, kick that other idiot out. We got Dixie. We got Dixon Duvet. We got Dr. Harry Shipman. We got Ray. Shut up. Get that asshole out of here for Christ's sake. Get that asshole for trying to be a sick son of a bitch up in here. Get that other idiot out, too. I'm not going to say that other one either. We got FU. We got Fruit Bowl. We got Fuck You. Screw you, all right? F you, asshole. All right, F you, too. We got Gary Busey's Teeth. We got Gavin Meese. We got Ghost is a... No, get that other idiot out. Get him out. We got Gog Magog. We got Goofy Boner. Get that asshole disrespecting Goofy Bone out and get him out. We got Groovy Moans. We got a whole bunch of guests up in the joint. Look at all the guests up in there. Hey, man, follow me on Twitter right now. Follow me on Twitter, all the guests. We got Gunbogbo. We've got Hippie Goose. We got Hippie Moose. We got Hugh Mad Coast. You sack of crap. Get that asshole out. Get that asshole out. Get him out. Making me sound like a jag-off out here. Get him out. We got iPropane. We got IP Freely. We got IBAN Ez. That's stupid, dumb Arab. We got I Bet My Yes, stupid asshole. Get him out. Get that other idiot out, too, all right? We got I Hate the Knee. You asshole. Get that idiot. Get him out. I'm a capitalist. I'm shooting poop here. You asshole. We got Ein Vash. We got Jack Mehoff. You sick son. Get him off. Get this thing. Get him out of here. Stop making me look like a jag-off, man. We got Gems93. What's going on, Gems? We got John Brand. We got Kishu. We got Kick High. We got Nee Kurz. You sick son of a... Get him out. Get that stupid son of a bitch out of here to make me look like a jerk-off! We got LOL What? We got Matt12. We got Menno Mem. We got My Wife Beats Me. We got Niagara Roll. We got Negro... Get out of here! Get out! Get him out! Get these racist sons of bitches out of here trying to make me look like a jag-off! Get him out now! Anyway, we got Nipple Scoops. All right, we got Nick Kerr. You stupid sons of bitches, man. You stupid sons of bitches, man. We got Nita Screwing. Fuck you. Get that other... Get him out. Get him out. We got OJ. We got OKU. We got, Orange is God. Screw that idiot. We got Oscar Talks. What's going on? We got Poop Tickler. We got Rebecca Collette. We got Soyuz 3. We got Spermy. We got Sip My... Get that other idiot. Get that other idiot out of here. Get the pedo priest out of here, too. Get that other idiot calling himself the pedo priest. Get him out. Get him out. We got the guy, 1337. The truth is out there. Tickle my pickle. Tin Rope. T Karma. Trolly McCoolface. We got Tazeki. We got Vince in the Bay. What's going on, Vince? We got Wiener Schnitzel. We got I Beat My Wife. Get that other idiot. Get him out. Get that asshole out. We got Why You Mad Goats. You silly son. Get him out. Get this sack of crap out of here. And we've got Zeke 1109, for Christ's sake, all right? 1109. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, folks. I am here Monday through Friday, baby. Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time. Once again, follow me on Twitter, baby. Ghost Politics is the name to follow, all right? Ghost Politics. All right, hook me up, for Christ's sake. We ain't messing around out here, all right? I mean, we're kicking ass and we're taking names. Moreover, I'd like for everybody to please go to the damn Capitalist Army, all right? Capitalist Army is the place to go. We're looking for a few good men and women out here that know how to spread the capitalist fervor like it ain't crap. www.capitalistarmy.com. And moreover, folks, we got over thousands upon thousands of hours of broadcasts of shows that we've done in the past. All right, you go to blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, thousands and thousands of hours. All right, hook it up. All right, right here. All right, and spread it around like wildfire. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thanks for everybody for tuning in with me. Long live the capitalist movement, and I'm out of here. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central, or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.